Live from the basement of Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona, this is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast.
Yep, this is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast, live on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, and YouTube. Tonight, basement of Sloan Park, pitcher and catcher reported last week. Today, players are reporting, and our first spring training game will be taking place on February 27th. So baseball season's right around the corner. It looks like we're going to have a full season, so it should be a good fantasy year and good baseball year, hopefully. Maybe get to go see a game, maybe finally by the end of the year. Let's hope. So let's start out like we always do. Willie's out tonight. Jace is sitting in right here for him. Glenn's here as usual. Also, we have Eric and Willie, or Eric and Willie, whatever. Willie is right here. See, Willie's right here. Look, Willie,
there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks so young.
Yeah. So first, let's like we always start. What did you guys do this week? Ed.
Sorry, guys, I was late tonight again. But I was looking for my Carthage College hat because the school changed the mascot from the Redmond to the Firebirds. If any of you guys noticed that, yeah, my baseball hat just has a C on it because we didn't need a mascot to intimidate the other teams.
You know, we're gonna stop because I didn't record. So here we go again.
Live from the basement of Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona, this is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast.
This is the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. The basement of Sloan Park in Mesa, Cubs training, spring training. Pitcher and catcher reported last week. The rest of the team, full squads, reporting today and tomorrow. This is Monday. And 27th is our first spring training games. We'll have a full season this year, so that should be fun. Maybe go see a game or something like that. So everybody's here. Jason's sitting in for Willie. Willie is out. Glenn is here. Ed and Eric are here. Willie is right there. Yep, Willie's right there.
He's never looked so young.
Yeah,
He looks fantastic.
Let's go like we always start around the table, and let's start with Ed. Ed, how was your week?
You guys, I was sorry, but I was late again. I was looking for my Carthage College hat, and the school changed the mascot from the Redmond to the Firebirds, if you noticed. But if you guys noticed, my baseball hat just has a C on it because we didn't need a mascot to intimidate the other teams. We had Augie, who was far scarier than an Indian with a hatchet and twice as belligerent when drinking the firewater.
Eric, how about you?
Well, I'm just working on the weight gain challenge. So it's going well. I think I'm in the lead right now so far. So
It's a weight loss challenge, though.
what?
Oh, shit, now I'm in third place.
Weight loss? Are you kidding me? Damn it! Take the Doritos away. No, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Glenn?
Yeah, it was a good weekend. We had some family who decided at the last minute they live down in Florida. They wanted to experience snow for the first time, so made the plans on Wednesday, arrived Friday, and left Sunday. So it was a whirlwind of a weekend, but it was fun.
Did they get to see snow?
There was a little bit left, yeah.
Just a little.
Pure snow?
Well, I told them the yellow snow was like
You know what the street value is?
The street value of this mountain is?
And Jace, we don't care what your week was.
Yeah.
Like. So I dropped a link just now on the thing. A little later, we're gonna have people pop in if they want to ask us a question or comment on anything. If you click that link, you'll be live on the screen with us. So I'll get that a little later. So I'm gonna do it right now. Hold up a second. I just put it up there to see if it'll work, and it did. I'm gonna start tonight with the first thing I want to start with, and here's what I'm gonna start with. This is I don't know if it's what happened to me this week or whatever, but let's take a look at what I've got for everybody on the screen. And this is
Oh my!
Wait a sec. Which one is it?
So what happened is that
Jesus Christ.
55 is huge.
So a transgender man is playing women's basketball at a college out in Santa Clara, Mission College. 52-year-old, 6'6", 220, Gabriel Ludwig, ex-Navy.
How did he fit on a submarine?
Thank you for your service.
She.
Navy
with all the
doesn't
rest of the
equate
seamen.
submarine.
With all the rest of the seamen.
I said semen.
Jeez, that was worse than any of my jokes.
That's what she said.
Oh my!
Apparently, he didn't have enough.
So yes, at 52 years old,
Does he have varicose veins?
the decision was to play college basketball, and
Wait a
pretty deep enough because I just saw the picture and I kind of giggled. I'm not laughing. I'm just looking how odd it looks. It's just weird.
You think it?
6'6", 220, playing college basketball for Mission College in Santa Clara. So with that, let's.
Look, can we point out the elephant in the room? They're all honoring the flag.
What outrage!
Nice.
Except for 55.
Oh shit! I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's what she was the one that stood out to me
That's
originally.
the problem. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Kaepernick of the team,
I'm not
yeah.
talking about anything else. So that brings me to the first point of the night. What women in college, men in women's college sports, we've been told all year, the last year, to what? Follow the science. Okay. There is such thing as DNA, correct? And DNA tells you if you're a man or woman, correct?
Pretty sure.
So if we're gonna follow, you can do what you want. I don't care if you want to dress in skirts, heel. I don't care. That's cool. But the thing I'll say is that I just want your guys' opinion on this. Do you think it's weird that we're not going to follow science on this? This is okay, but if you want to wear a mask somewhere, you're the devil. I don't understand this. I don't get it.
I have one of those cramps from laughing on the inside. You ever get one of those? And now I'm like gonna have trouble talking here. But
Those are your transgender cramps.
yeah. Holy cow! I'm all for it. Everything else is screwed up, so might as well. But this is like nothing compared to most of the shit going on.
I don't see what's weird about it. Glenn?
So you're willing to let your daughter get in a ring, UFC ring, with a transgender woman and just get pummeled?
Yeah,
Like-
I mean,
like
it
a
was a little
man being a
tongue in
woman.
cheek. Yeah, I
what you're
mean,
saying.
yeah.
I
just-
know.
It's
The problem's going to be is if this becomes a mass problem, like multiple. If there's 5 on that team, and then 55 standing over there not honoring the flag, and then there's like LeBronica, I don't know what you'd call it, and Monique, and whatever, and they're all like obviously transgender women. Transgender
Well, if
women.
they're all then
Four
it's-
of the
then-
5.
oh, yeah.
Four of the 5.
It could go the reverse though, too. I mean,
Yeah, it could, because women could take over football.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
You're right about following the science and not following the science. It's a little ludicrous,
We're
yeah.
double standard.
Completely.
And this comes from our governments, our capitals. They're telling us this now, but if you won't wear a mask or you won't get the vaccination or you won't do this or that, you can't go in or do nothing. But guess what? A woman can get in a ring. A woman can get in the ring with another woman and beat the crap out of her to almost she's dead because, well, it's fighting. They should know better. Well, no, that's not what we're saying. So basically, Conor McGregor decides he's a woman tomorrow and fights Ronda Rousey.
He's going to win.
Ronda Rousey's a good fighter.
Rousey's- yeah,
McGregor
Rousey's
can win
kinda
that fight.
retired.
Right.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not a gambler, a sports gambler, especially. I'm putting money on Conor McGregor. No,
You mean Connie?
Connie McGregor.
yeah.
Connie McGregor. But I just thought that today. And it's not. You kind of laugh at the pictures, and then kind of you don't laugh. It's kind of scary.
Well, it's true. Like, what if one of those smaller girls takes an elbow from
Yeah,
what was his name?
it's Gabriel. Gabriel Ludwig.
Gabriel. I mean,
Good German name.
she could hurt somebody. I'll tell you.
I don't know. I don't know how much of the science has changed in the 25 years since I got my biology degree, but it must have changed since I was there. I don't have any updated books or
A lot has changed since the 50s.
And it says here, she finds hope, if not gratification, in the temporary suspension of ESPN's radio host Steve Zabin and Andy Pollin received this week because of the remarks they made about her.
Oh, I like
I could hear
Saban
his-
again.
Yeah,
I
could
didn't
see
like
Zabe
him for
doing
like
that.
a whole year. Yeah.
I don't understand what were the comments. Like we're saying right now, it's just it's wrong.
We're not going to lose our jobs, Scott.
Yeah. Should not be allowed. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
This isn't a normal, this isn't a person going to their job at the bank and deciding I'm going to be a woman. I want to, that's fine. You do your job still. This is different. There's reason it's called men's and women's.
Which we have that in this community. There's a person at McDonald's that works at the McDonald's on Pershing Boulevard. And there's another one that works at Snap-on. But you're not using that to a physical advantage.
No, that's the
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not like they have arm wrestling match at lunch at Snap-on for money.
No, and the guy's like,
They may.
or the
I think it's after hours.
the
They do that.
transgender
Happy
woman's
hour.
like, you want fries with that? You're going to take fries.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
you just-
no. Don't do it. There's a line there, and the line is that you can do what you want. But when it comes to sports, there is a male and female thing. Okay, so how about this? How about if I'm a senior in high school and I'm a boy, you know what? I'm just not playing well on this team. I'm gonna go play at the middle school again.
Yeah. That was a Ben Shapiro bit
So I
from
can
years
win.
ago.
Oh,
pretty
I
much.
didn't even know. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, well, why can't I be a 25-year-old woman then, or a 38-year-old, or whatever?
Yeah. Why can't I just change my age and go back?
Yeah.
I just want to be. I want to be 21 forever.
Well, we're not even touching on what that's going to do for Title IX.
Well, how about this? Another thing, Title IX, but But the other thing is this sounds really creepy. But okay, so it comes to some creep, dates some girl that's underage and goes, "Why it felt like I was 17 that day."
I say that all the time.
No, it's. I'm not being comical about this.
Right.
We're getting to a point where people can just say what they want to go to
Yeah.
the bathroom or
Mhm.
to. It's crazy. I mean, like I said, if you're a man or a woman, the bathrooms in sports should be for a man or woman by your DNA. Everything else, I don't care.
Right.
It's all a matter of
As long
if
as
you've got a Y chromosome, you go in the Y chromosome bathroom or locker room. If you have no Y chromosome, you go in the other one. That's the only deciding factor by science.
I'm not. If anybody takes it as mean, I don't care because it's just my opinion. I really don't care. I mean, it's just crazy. So, I don't know. Okay, let's move on before we get. I don't know. We're gonna get in trouble.
How many viewers? 8 viewers. Shit.
Who's
One of
going
them,
to bust us?
great. One of them's in the FCC.
So, okay. So let's go to. I'm trying to think what we're gonna do next. I have a couple things here. Okay, another thing I want to bring up to you guys. If we were talking about J.J. Watt last week and Aaron Donald, we discussed them, and I got a cute little picture of them side by side. Look at those guys. They're handsome fellas. The thing that I noticed this week, or I was reading about, and I didn't dig this up. I just came up, and the interesting fact about these two in the MVP or the defensive MVP voting was that when you go deeper into it, one of the big stats is Aaron Donald faced 53% more double teams than TJ Watt, and the succession rate. So TJ Watt was double teamed 15% of the time, and his win rate was 28%. Aaron Donald was 68% of the time, and his win rate was 24%. So I understand TJ Watt's numbers were better in probably a lot of the categories, but I think this is like I said, I'd take either one right now or both. If I could have both, I'd take them both. That'd be cool. But I don't care. The awards for players don't really, it is what it is. But I kind of see maybe if voters were looking and digging deeper, this is one thing they maybe looked at, I guess. I don't know if you guys agree. Getting double teamed, that many more times is a big deal. And actually the second most double team player, I believe, was not Preston Smith. Who's the other one? Preston Williams, right? No, Preston Smith. The Packers.
Preston Smith.
I think he was a second most double team, I thought, or third. He was in top 5 for sure. And I think Khalil Mack was top 5 also, but that doesn't matter. They were there.
That's interesting.
I just saw, and that's why I came up and kind of digging in, looking, and I saw it was kind of cool. So anything about that, you guys, that interest you about that?
Well, refresh my memory. Donald won the award, right?
Donald did win.
Okay.
Yes. And it was a lot of people took offense to, offense, but had a problem with it because Watt did have better numbers.
Yeah,
in a lot
his
of
numbers
spots.
were just a hair better.
Yeah, but they were better. And even like sacks, he had more, and he had more pass defended and things like that. He does more of a hybrid thing, which may take away from the double teams.
Yeah, and he's dropping back into coverage,
Yeah.
so maybe that's why he's not getting double teams as
Yeah,
much.
but I mean that's just something I saw, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's one of those things. One of those things that doesn't affect really anything. I mean it just affects that. I don't know.
I think people probably are mainly outraged, and I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago when we discussed this. Donald can win the award every year. He's that good. I mean, he's the best defensive player in the game. TJ had a special season for TJ. And so it was probably a popularity thing where like, okay, let's get TJ the award this year. Donald, he'll win it again.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably why people were upset. So
Yeah.
whoever's voting for it, the writers or whatever, were probably like, oh, come on.
But
Couldn't have gave it to TJ this year?
I think he had made a good point last week. I think he said I think TJ Watt's going to have a tough window though, because now you got a guy like Chase Young.
Chase Young is a great player. Yeah.
Who's going to be around for the
He
next
might
few
be
years.
the
next Aaron Donald
Yes,
type guy that's always going to be at the
absolutely.
top of that list.
Yeah.
You know?
I said that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Man,
that
that
was,
sounds intelligent.
Yeah. I was surprised when I thought it.
we
just out of
added
my
it
head.
to the list of the smart things you've said in the 50 episodes. Did we mention this is our 50th
Oh, yeah,
show?
This is our 50th episode.
50th show.
50th show.
We brought Doritos.
44 of them have been good. And we brought Doritos to celebrate. So what I was saying though, when we wrote that smart thing down, we got a list now of 3.
So
I'm building every week. I'm building. Baby steps.
So that's that was the kind of a weird fact for the week. Let's think what else. What else are we going to talk about tonight? Oh, I didn't go over there and talk about tonight though. So other things we're going to talk about tonight. Ed, you got a shower stall? I didn't even ask.
Yeah. Did you do a sound effect for it?
I forgot the one you wanted. We'll have
Then
to
it
look.
doesn't work.
We will. We'll get we'll get a break before your thinger.
Thinger.
It's like a 1 minute one. Too.
We got the beer of the week. We have the fan poll this week. What's your favorite snack? Your favorite snack chip brand and flavor. So if you're on the chat right now, throw it up there. If you didn't answer already, or throw it up there anyway. And also Snake Draft, most underachieving teams in sports history. And Mount Rushmore, our second installment, will be the AL West. So for baseball, Major League Baseball. So the best players in the AL West for each team in the AL West. And then some random thoughts maybe from Ed or Eric, and NBA we'll talk about a little bit also. Hop is out tonight also, so no hot stove hop. And that is it. So let's go to anything else. On another fact, I got a bunch of stuff here. You guys want to hear something else?
Yeah, let's roll.
So the thing this week that came up, and we'll kind of roll into the Bucks. Kendrick Perkins, I don't know if you saw his thing, which I gave Giannis a hard time last week a little bit, but Kendrick Perkins wrote, Siakam is more skilled than Giannis. That's what his quote was, Kendrick Perkins. And then he wrote, don't at me. At meaning don't go on Twitter and say, at Kendrick Perkins, you're crazy, or at Kendrick Perkins, you're...
Can we do a pound sign, loser?
I don't know.
Don't pound me.
I don't know how that works.
Siakam, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Siakam's a good player.
I kind of get what he's talking about.
There's too many foreigners in this league now. You got Siakam, you've got Luka, you've got Giannis. Where's our American players not getting added or pound signed or whatever?
We lost that election.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
So I don't know if you guys. I like Siakam as a player. I have nothing against
Siakam's
Siakam.
a great player, and I think I kind of get what he's saying, but because he's got maybe the skill set, he could hit those little, like we talked about last week, forever, the mid-range shot and everything like that. But there's no way he's anywhere near as dominant of a player as Giannis, and not as great of a defender. But I guess I don't know specifically what the hell is he talking about. I can't at him, so how am I supposed to find out? Come on, Kendrick. And wasn't Kendrick the guy that kind of came to Giannis's defense? Was that last season about some stuff? Like people are getting on Giannis.
Yeah, he may have. I mean,
he's all over the place.
Giannis has some good games. I mean, the Bucks have won 2 in a row now, beating 2 teams they should have.
Yeah.
They're still a 3 seed in the East. I'm just, the thing about it is that they have to. They're still playing. They're playing. I don't know. They're playing the same. They're just winning now. So it's weird. It's not, and they still missing Drew Holiday. I understand that he's a big part of that team.
He's been on the sideline, so I think he's going to be back.
So we'll see. Hopefully, once he's a week back, we'll see what they do. And obviously, your toughest schedule comes after so maybe the All-Star break. Let's see what they do after the All-Star break. That's what we hope they can kick it in and get going, and we'll see how that goes. But I obviously right now it's still hard for me to pick them just because of where they're playing. But without Drew Holiday, we'll see what happens after the break, after the All-Star break, and go from there.
Yeah, here's their next 3 for this week. They got the Wolves, which is probably the worst team in the NBA.
Fired their coach. So maybe they're having a little jolt.
Pelicans, I think, kind of are.
I don't know.
Wow. I think they're underachieving. I mean, so take care of business, Wolves, Pelicans, and they have the Clippers on Sunday. The Clippers are playing pretty good. They beat the Jazz the other night. So we'll see what happens in the next 3 games. We'll probably find out a lot, and I hope Drew's back.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, if you have any comments or anything, hit that stream now if you want to join us and throw a comment in or a question for us. You just click that link. It should bring you up, and hopefully we can hear you. We'll go over there.
Yeah.
I think we fixed our sound problems from last week, so we should be good. So yeah, anything on the Bucks? Anybody? Bueller? Yes, Jace.
I would just like to say that the Bucks headline reporter had left without
Sideline?
no, like he does like stuff just for the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
Giannis, so they was in the press conference last night, and Giannis was asking where he was because everybody's on a screen, and he had left without saying goodbye, as he is not the reporter anymore, as his wife became a doctor in Indiana, and Giannis was very sad that he had left. Without saying
Is it
goodbye.
Steve Novak? Does he do post
no.
and
No, it was some other guy.
Just a guy for like this paper or something.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
like he
really?
was like friends with Jan or something. Giannis was he had asked where he was, and somebody
Wonder
had
who
said
that is.
that. There's a video, I can pull it up and I'll watch it and listen.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Katie George.
Oh, Katie George. Yeah. She was a silent reporter.
No,
for ACC Network.
Oh,
No?
Let me
he just said his wife got a job in Indiana.
Oh, sorry. Matt
Well,
Velasquez.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know who that is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Matt Vaskurjan? No, I was kidding.
That'd be
Wrong
cool.
reporter.
Velasquez.
Matt was posing as Katie. He identified as Katie. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Jeez. We're past
that's
that.
fine. If
Jesus.
that's fine. If that job, you can do that. I don't care. If you want to be a silent
well,
reporter.
no, he's also playing there. She's also playing basketball.
Oh, then. Well, she can play basketball, but
It's just a rec
she
league.
can't play basketball. Oh,
Just a
that's
rec
fine.
league. They don't play any defense. Yeah, right.
The Bucks get it.
Yeah, right.
The Bucks get in a league.
Exactly.
So next thing, the Bucks got some winnable games this week. The Clippers will be the big one, so hopefully they get 2 in a row and then hit the Clippers. Our third game of the week, you said, Eric?
That's Sunday. Yeah, they have the Wolves Pelicans before that.
Okay.
When is the All-Star break? And are we going to talk about the fact that they're having an All-Star game and there's a lot of controversy around
Yeah, I
that?
believe it's next weekend, or is it this weekend?
It's usually always it seems like it's always
early.
a few weeks
It was
after the
usually
Super Bowl.
It was usually in February. Obviously, we're past that because they started later.
Yeah, it seemed like wasn't it always
It was
like a
like
week or two after the
Valentine's Day,
Super Bowl?
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day weekend. I think it's gonna be March.
So it's somewhere.
Maybe it's March 13th or 14th. That's when it might be 14th. I believe that's the weekend. And the players were upset about it, I think, because they had to go and blah blah blah. And
Well, it's just bringing a lot of. I mean, if they're worried about COVID, still they're just bringing a lot of people into one from a lot of different spots. But
Yeah.
whatever.
and that is Atlanta, correct? It's gonna be, I think, Atlanta.
Oh, no wonder.
March 7th.
Magic City.
March 7th it is. Okay,
Yes.
it's a week before. So
Magic City's going to make a killing.
yeah,
I
Magic.
wonder
Yeah.
if Lemon Pepper
Lemon
Lou's going to
pepper.
be down
Oh,
there.
he'll be there.
Yeah,
He's not an all-star, but he'll be there.
Oh, he'll be there. He is the what do you call the
Ambassador.
ambassador? Yes, the ambassador.
He's going to be supplying the free wings.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but
Oh, Jenny's popped March 7th in Atlanta, so it's confirmed.
Thanks,
had it.
Jenny.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
do you
Jenny.
want to hear the schedule for it?
Sure, if you've got it memorized.
Well, I do. So pregame, they're going to have the 3-point contest and the skills competition, and halftime will be the dunk contest.
they're doing it all during the game.
Nice.
Oh, that's kind of a. I
That's
like
cool,
That
yeah.
is kind of cool.
puts everything into one day.
yeah.
you know?
Now I think I still won't watch it.
It's a tough game to watch. I
No
mean, it's
celebrity game, though, sadly.
Just, oh man,
It's the best part.
I can't have watch Kevin Hart play basketball.
Yeah, it's the best part.
Hop said nobody's watching. Yes, there is. We have 8 people watching. Hop, go back to playing dart ball.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
up, Hop? Where you at?
Yeah, once Hop gets on, they all drop off.
No.
There isn't anyone watching. Is he talking about the All-Star game?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
No.
sorry, Hop.
I don't know. If you're talking about basketball, you might be partially right about that. I don't know.
You need to explain.
No, I think he's saying because I asked people to comment or post so we know who's watching, and he's saying nobody's watching us.
That's fine. We're gonna have more fun then.
Jerk.
We're gonna have more fun then.
Yeah, Hop.
Yeah. Well, now we're not going to get kicked off the air because nobody's going to report us.
That is the beauty of the whole thing.
Yep.
So the next thing, NHL went to Lake Tahoe. Beautiful scenery, beautiful picture. Avs
awesome.
outlasted the Knights 1-0 on day one, which started the game had to finish up at 11 o'clock at night because they couldn't finish, and then the Bruins knocked off the Flyers next day 3-2. So, Jace, anything about that game? Those games?
Well, I came down and I wanted to start watching the game, and it was actually funny. Sienna had pointed out that there were a few guys face planting because they get caught in the ice earlier in the day because it was melting already.
Yeah, I heard there were ruts in the ice. It was pretty.
Well,
rough.
I could
was pretty
see it
warm.
right away where it was already melting, and I was like, "What's happening?" And they had postponed the game until it started here at 11 p.m. It restarted here.
Look at that. Sponsored by a paint company.
That's great.
Oh, yeah.
PPG.
PPG.
Yeah.
Geico. Great Clips. Truly.
Dude, that's a beautiful view for a
Oh, it
hockey
was-
game.
it was
The
awesome.
players probably hated that ice, but other than that, I mean, can you imagine looking out and playing while that's going on?
Well, a lot of them didn't like the sun. The sun kept getting.
They said that was a problem. Also, that the glare off the ice too was a problem.
That's what started melting ice.
Yeah, the glare was real bad. They couldn't see the puck and stuff, and it was weird.
What was the temperature?
It was 34. It was nice.
Yeah, but with the sun out, it melts.
Yeah,
real
it was
quick.
melting.
And with them skating across it and stuff, I'm
You
guessing.
got to remember
nothing
those lines down below are painted sand.
Yeah.
But that heat comes through those dark colors.
Well, and I watched the thing.
If you've ever had a rink in your backyard,
well, I had watched.
Some of us have.
They had said that the ice was only 1 inch and 3/4 thick. I think they had it. It wasn't even that.
That's shallow.
Yeah, it wasn't even that thick.
Yeah, Ed knows about that.
So the next topic,
Inch and
pretty
3/4 thick.
pretty big trade happened this week, and you had Carson Wentz going to the Colts. So Wentz goes to the Colts, and the deal for him, I've got it right here. The deal for Carson Wentz was a 2021 third-round pick and possibly a 2022 first-rounder. The reason that the way that changes to a first-round pick is if he plays 75% of the offensive snaps, or he plays 70% of the snaps, and the Colts make the playoffs. I think me and I discussed this. They actually paid Brissett and Rivers more. I know.
And with Luck too.
Luck wasn't paid because he's gone.
He was still salary cap though.
Yeah,
this year he
but
was.
no, retired players don't get hit with the cap. I don't
You
think.
sure?
Yeah, because they retire. The team has no control.
Somebody said there was like
But
$7
I
million
did look
hit.
up, but Brissett and Rivers are more than him combined. Because I think me and you looked at it though. Remember Brissett was making like $10 million or something, or $9 million. It was crazy.
I want to say it came out, and this was with Luck, so it was $51 million for their quarterbacks. But if you take Luck off, that's still coming in like 40-something million.
Yeah,
between the two of them.
So I don't mind. I don't mind. I actually would have, if this is a deal the Bears could have got, I would have took Wentz. I really would have at this cost. I don't know if he's damaged goods, because I know we talked about knee injuries. Is he kind of skittish in the pocket? We don't know. But a lot of these highlights you're watching right now, looks like he's got every pass he makes, he got 3 guys draped around his legs. So I don't know if that's maybe gets behind a good offense line and has a good defense on their side to protect him, and a good running game. Yeah. Changes a lot of things. So if he can't succeed there, I mean, that's
a great pass.
He has to actually be able to get them to the, Phillip Rivers did this, got him to the first round of playoffs and almost beat the Bills.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
It was one of the best games of the playoffs.
It was a very good game. So that's what Wentz has to do. He has to, same team's breach to coming back. They might lose T.Y. Hilton. We'll talk about Michael Pittman in a minute. Michael Pittman was a kind of a cool story. And, we'll talk about him now real quick, is he asked Wentz gave him a call, said, "Hey, can I get number 11 maybe?" And Michael Pittman said, "Nah, you can't have it.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm locked in the number 11." That's what he said.
Don't at me.
I like it.
So
yeah, why not?
It's his number.
So Wentz, only thing I say, Wentz has to throw it to you though.
Well,
he's a quarterback.
What was Wentz's response? I mean, was there a response?
No, Rex is like, "I'm cool with it. That's fine. I'll just change my number." So
I'd like to see him be like number 9 or something.
I think number 1 would be cool. Just number 1.
Yeah, why not?
Let's kick her a punter of that. I mean, number 1. It's
number 1.
2. 1 + 1. 2.
You'd like to see him.
Cam Newton's number 1, right?
First play of the
There's some number
season,
ones.
like the Pittman gets his number called, and Wentz just throws like a one hopper to him, just laughs at him.
Right.
It'd be awesome.
And then grabs his jersey and goes, "That's why."
Right in the family jewels.
So anyway, back to Carson Wentz. So what do you think about Pittman?
Oh shit, he is locked in. Look at him.
Yeah. There's nothing really to say about Pittman. It is what it is, his jersey. I'm just saying he could have made a few bucks per off that transaction.
And got a lot of balls thrown to him too.
Yeah.
Like Ed does.
But back to Wentz. So what do you guys think about Wentz going to the Colts? What's your opinion on that? Anybody Bueller?
Were a lot of those highlights from like years ago? They weren't from last year.
In the last few years, probably. I don't know. Yeah.
And they're just that, highlighds.
Yeah. That's true.
Not
I
everyday
don't know.
play.
He's struggled last year, obviously, and he struggled a little bit the year before that, and he's had the injuries. And we talked about it last week. I'm not a huge fan of him. I mean, it was probably the best move for him to go to the Colts because the running game, and we talked about that playoff game. Taylor had a great game. The running game was there. The offensive line is solid. And the defense is great.
They're going to get Mac back.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. So even a better running game.
And I'm going to say this about Michael Pittman, back to Michael Pittman. I think Michael Pittman is a star in the making. I really do. I think he could be a great receiver.
Yeah.
If not, he's going to could be a good number 1, if not a very good number 2. Do you think, I mean, if you take Alshon Jeffrey out of the equation in Philadelphia, this is probably the best receiver he's probably played with, Carson Wentz. This could be. Not counting tight ends. I'm not going to, Dak Ertz doesn't count because he's a tight end. And Trey Burton was a good tight end for them, and also was Goddard. Yeah. But
if you think about receiver, even Alshon Jeffrey was always hurt. Can't get him on the field. If Pittman stays healthy, could this be the best receiver that Wentz to play with, and the best offensive line he's played with, possibly, and the best running game? So I mean, it like you said, kind of what you're saying, Eric. It's all on him now.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be an interesting thing to see.
And he's back with Frank Reich.
Yeah,
who they were good together.
Yeah.
And Frank Reich traded for him, was okay with it. So that means Frank Reich trusts this kid.
Sure.
I mean, that's firsthand experience. He worked with him, and the rumor was that I guess Carson Wentz did not talk to Doug Peterson for the last 8 weeks. Did not talk to him.
What about Deshaun Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson.
As for a receiver,
he was in his
old.
That was his kind of second, stay in Philadelphia.
And he was older, and the speed, and I don't see.
He didn't have him in his prime.
just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
And the thing is, no, that's good, but
good.
he's not that guy you can trust over the middle and stuff. I mean,
Jeffrey was probably the best.
Jeffrey was good. Don't get me wrong, Jeffrey's a good receiver.
Obviously, not Wentz. What's the tight end? Ertz.
Mhm.
Ertz was probably his best.
I mean, to be honest, if Jeffrey would have stayed healthy and played 14 games a year, he'd probably be a top 10 receiver.
And Jeffrey's
But he didn't.
best year was the year that Wentz got hurt, and then
Well,
14 games?
14 games. he played.
14, yeah.
and then Foles came in and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean it could be. If I was to pick the Colts 2 weeks ago, I would have had them in the playoffs, and I think I have them still in the same spot. They're probably going to win that division.
In that
I'm sure.
division, the only team you got is Tennessee, because unless if Houston gets rid of
Tennessee.
if Houston gets rid of Deshaun, then I think it's a two horse race.
Yeah.
2 horse. It's just Colts.
Is this possibly
I
another
think it was
Tannehill
anyway.
situation?
Could
Oh
be.
yeah, it could be.
Could be.
Spark.
I mean, going to a better situation.
I do like Wentz's skill set. I'm going to say it now because he's not a Bear, so I don't got nobody will think. But I think he's a good. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be good. I'm not saying great. I'm not saying, but he was. I mean, the year he's productive, but he did get injured, and he's not afraid to run. He's not afraid to do things you have to.
He
do.
scrambles.
Yeah.
I mean, you just saw that in those highlights.
Yep.
He's got a little Favre in him.
Yeah. So
You know?
he moves the ball, and with the right offense. I mean,
Wow.
almost a quarterback, but also a game manager mix, maybe.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
that running game, he's not going to be scrambling as much because they're not going to need it.
And their line's good.
Yeah.
They're legit. They're good offensive line.
Who's their other receiver? I mean,
Well, T.Y. Hilton's a free agent, so he'll be
so
gone.
you got Pittman.
But will they dive in and we'll talk about
they've
receivers
got
in a minute.
Paris,
The
they've
money-
got Paris Campbell too,
Yeah, but
who's been injured.
We're going to dive in the bag, and you'll see in a minute the free agents out there. I mean, you got Chris Godwin's a free agent out there. You
Well,
got guys
what
that-
is-
Allen Robinson?
Why would Hilton leave? Wouldn't Hilton?
Well,
is there not enough money?
but
He's old.
do they want him?
Oh, that's true.
If you can go get an Allen Robinson or something like that, or Chris Godwin, but I don't know how much.
And
it's gonna cost.
Ty was injured for a little bit last year as well.
And Ty
so-
kind of fell off. He had a good little end at the end of the year. He had some
Well,
nice
because I
games, but he
know-
was quiet.
Because I know not last year, but the year before he was out the whole year, I think, right? Or
Mm.
most of it, I thought.
I'm not sure.
But I see what you're saying. Move forward. Move forward. Not,
Yeah,
you know,
and I think if you go younger with Wentz, because he's only 25, 26.
yeah, and maybe draft another receiver.
He's super young too. It's not like you're drafting, not grabbing a 32-year-old quarterback, and you're like, oh, let's hope this works.
Go get Allen Robinson, who's young too, to go with him.
Yeah. He's. Although let's talk about those in a minute. Anything else about Carson Wentz?
Wasn't Jennings starting to show some life at the end of the year as a receiver?
Jennings.
I think he's a second-year receiver out there. What's his first name?
I just remember Trey Burton was pretty good for him at the end. He played well for them, and so did the other tight end,
Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle, but he was
Yeah.
off and on hurt last year.
Gary Jennings. He made some big plays, I think, at the end of the year there to get them into the.
If I was
Yeah.
guessing, you're going to see Paris Campbell come back. He started the year again with a big game or two.
Yep.
Got injured. It's 2 years in
And
a row.
he might be their
He's a big guy.
their T.Y. Hilton replacement. He's a speed guy.
and maybe that's their plan. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I do like what they have there, and I think Eric touched on it. I mean, this is how he's going to give people faith. If he goes there and wins, then that's what he needed. Everybody needs talent around you, some kind of talent. I mean, just a little bit. I mean,
Well, look at you.
yeah.
Look at all this talent you've surrounded yourself with.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus he's going indoors now. He doesn't have to play.
That's why I want to
in
be
Philly.
traded.
Yeah, getting out of that.
You're going to
Philly
get
crowd, too.
non-tendered at the rate
Yeah.
you're going.
Yeah, going to Indy. The media isn't so stern on you. They're going to be a little more
The
relaxed.
fans aren't so
The
hard on
fans,
you.
they're gonna like you if you succeed a little bit. They're gonna like you.
Well, they're not going to hate you like Philly fans.
No,
Philly fans will hate
no.
you.
Yeah. So Carson Wentz, I think is a good fit. I like the fit. We'll see. Obviously, we'll know more once they start playing and throwing the ball. So we'll go there. But like we were talking about the receivers, and there's free agents for NFL coming up, and kind of ask you guys, like, gonna name a few guys position wise, and maybe tell me who you would want
if you had a team, I mean, not necessarily your team, but if you were a team with these value guys, what they would do. And let's start with the biggest thing, is receivers. Receivers are always a thing, and we've been told many a times you don't need receivers, you can get them, right? Didn't Heggs tell us that many a times? You don't need receivers; they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And no offense to Heggs, but
It sounded like a shot at him.
no.
Yeah,
He might be right. Who was in the Super Bowl? They didn't use receivers in the Super Bowl.
Right.
Godwin and Mike Evans didn't catch anything. They
Yeah.
used everything else. So maybe he's right. They didn't use those but those good receivers are decoys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's more true about running backs. Like you could get running backs.
I agree. And here's the receivers that we're looking at: Allen Robinson,
I like him.
Chris Godwin,
He's pretty good.
Juju Smith,
Who knows?
Kenny Galladay,
Oh, I love him.
Will Fuller, Marvin Jones, and one that's not on this list, and he's my favorite, hands down. And I think this guy is going to be a good option.
Is it Gabriel?
Corey Davis
Oh yeah,
from Tennessee.
Yeah,
He's one of the
Big
youngest.
guy- big guy,
one of the
right?
youngest in the group, and they without him in that playoff game because he got hurt, it killed him
Mhm.
at the end of that game. He's that guy that goes across the middle, gets the ball. Because who's the other receiver in Tennessee?
Brown.
Yeah,
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's a good.
He's really
he's
good,
a
yeah.
specimen too.
They don't want to re-sign him.
I don't know.
Oh,
I-
it's just-
I-
you're just saying
these
he's a
are
free
guys that are
agent,
free agents. So if you look
Hmm.
at this, if you could take one of those guys right now and put him, okay, let's say put him on your team, but if you needed a guy to make your team better, to get better, who would you want? And realizing that Robinson, Godwin, Juju, they're all young, except for Marvin Jones. They're all young. All the guys I name I think are under 27. So who would you take? And if you're gonna remember, you're gonna pay this guy probably around the 10 to 13 million, maybe 14 million type range. So you're gonna take a big chunk out of your thing. So you got to realize, and the cheapest guy I think will be probably Marvin Jones, although he came out this week and said, I want to play for a winner, but I want money too. So he's the guy that right now I wouldn't even want. I mean, because he's out of all these guys like Marvin Jones, but he's out of all these guys in his name, probably the least I would take last because he's older, but he does do his job. So who would you want?
I would, if I could go first, I would love to see Rodgers be able to drop back and have Devontae and Kenny Galladay as the two main options. I think that's huge.
Yep.
Galladay's been an impressive receiver the last few years. So that would be my
when
pick.
he played. I mean,
He has been banged up.
That was this year. Last year he played a lot of games. This year in fantasy he killed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had Galladay and I had Julio Jones on the team. You get in the season, you think, oh my god,
Yeah.
and guess what?
But Galladay had some huge weeks, didn't he?
The same thing.
He barely played. When he did play, he played maybe 6 games this year because he was out with his high ankle thing or his
And it was-
hamstring or something.
and he
When it
was-
starts that, you know he's not playing.
And he kept saying every week, oh, it's possible, he's probable.
Yeah, Galladay too.
Yeah,
Yep, yeah. So
it just kept going on and on.
how about you, Ed? Who would you want?
I love Allen Robinson, but I'd probably go Galladay.
Okay.
He's a specimen too. You put him in the right system.
How about you, Glenn? Who would you want?
Keep Godwin in Florida.
You okay? Go to
Yeah.
no.
That's a good choice.
I like
He's
it.
a good player.
Parker and Godwin.
Hell yeah. From Watson.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Jace.
Go Godwin too for the Bears, honestly.
Like I said, I'm gonna throw out there. I believe he's a free agent. I'll say Corey Davis, but I believe he is. I'm almost positive. But if it was, there's more here. I'm sorry, my page that's what it is. AJ Green, T.Y. Hilton, Sammy Watkins, Larry Fitzgerald around there too. I didn't see the cross.
Oh, can I change it now?
No, I would.
I'll take Galladay.
I mean, here's the thing. No,
I thought you were gonna say
another guy that
Fitzgerald.
would be nice. AJ
Why
Green.
not for 1 year?
AJ Green would be bad for a team like the Packers. You can get him for 1 year,
$7
$5 million
yeah.
or something. But I don't know.
He's
And
a monster.
Yeah, and he gets the right system. I mean, he's another guy that's hurt all the time.
He had like 2 years where he really has not existed.
Yeah, I don't like that list. So I actually T.Y. Hilton might be a guy. He's just more of a speed guy too. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Fitzgerald, I would take if for pennies if he could get him because he's gonna go get the ball. But he's another guy like end of his career type guy that he may be a good piece to
He's
a
not
team
gonna
that's on the
retire?
edge. Well, I don't know. I don't know. He still can play. He might want to.
He didn't really do much.
I
this
like
year,
Allen
don't think.
Robinson on a team that has a deep threat already. Like
Yeah.
Tampa would be a
'Cause
great team for him. you
That's
think.
why I think I've always said Allen Robinson is a 1B. I'm not saying he's not a 1, but he's a 1B because he can't beat you on the field. He doesn't really
He's a
do.
good possession
Yeah,
receiver.
he's
And he
got
catches
Yeah,
everything.
well, yeah, that's the thing. He
Until
says he
this
catch
year.
everything, but I've seen it. I mean, he don't catch everything, and he doesn't. A lot of balls that against the Packers, he should have caught a touchdown on the first drive.
Yeah.
It was a good throw. And
Here we go.
no, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, he should have caught it. I mean, if he wants
every game,
turn your mic off
if
for
he
a
wants
while.
$50 million, if he wants $50 million a year, he needs to catch those balls. I mean, that's a game they kind of had to have, but I mean, ended up they made the play, but it didn't matter. They sucked. But I would agree. He's not listed, so my target is, but I would take Godwin. I think if I can get him for the right price. And Juju is there too. Will Fuller, man, has all the talent, but he just can't play. I mean, he's always hurt.
Mm-hmm. Or he's busted for steroids.
Yeah, either one. He'll never.
He actually was healthy this year, and he got busted, and he was out, what, six weeks, right?
Yeah, 6 weeks, and then and the first 2 of next season.
Yeah, and he's the type of guy that put up an 11 catch, 135-yard, 3 touchdown game,
and then pull his hamstring on the play at the end of the game.
and then next game he nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of receivers out
there. And those are top. I mean, their receivers are always out there. That's why I think a team like the Bears let Robinson go because they just figured they look at the market. If I'm going to pay a guy 15 or 16, if they're going to even do it,
I want to pick the guy.
I'm going to go get a guy that can run down the field, that can beat guys. And no offense to Robinson. I like Robinson. I liked him. I have no problem with him. He was a good receiver for the Bears. But so running backs, another big, crazy, people. We just talked about it. I agree with Eric. I think running backs are a disposable part of the game right now.
I really believe that's going to happen with wide receivers eventually as well. You're seeing 10 wide receivers come out in the top 2-3 rounds every year now.
Yeah. Well,
and I think they're going to go to that. Why only use them for 3-4 years and just let them go?
Yeah.
Kind of like they're doing with running back. I can see it happening.
So if you could have one guy off of this list, running backs, and for the Packer fans, you can't have Aaron Jones. He's on here, but you can't have him because he had him already. So he may come back, but I'm just saying if you have someone else. So Aaron Jones on here, Kenyon Drake, Chris Carson, Philip Lindsay, Leonard Fournette, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, James White, Tevin Coleman, Mike Davis. Who would you want off that list? I'm going to take Aaron Jones because I can. Because I have him. I think he's 1B. He's up there with Kamara. He's up there with those guys. I think he totally is. He's up there as. So I guess you could say it. If you're a Packer fan, would you want him back? You probably would.
Oh yeah. I mean, but if you can't, I'm going Carson on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jones, I think, is the best guy on the list. Did you say Philip Lindsay? Philip Lindsay, I don't think has ever lived up to his potential.
Oh, he was undrafted.
Yeah.
So he had that great year. The one year he was undrafted.
He's always
He was okay.
Was he undrafted? Yeah, Philip Lindsay was undrafted, and
he was like a 3rd round pick.
No, I believe
undrafted.
Was he?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
But he
had that great rookie season.
Well, remember this year actually won the starting job over Melvin Gordon.
Yeah,
he was a starter.
And then he got a concussion.
Yeah, then he was off and on all year. But that offense wasn't very good either. So I mean,
yeah, I agree with Ed as far as Carson's have been more productive than any of those guys other than Jones. There is rumors about James White wants to play. He wants to play for the Packers. He's already stated that he wants to come home and play for the Packers.
Yeah, you don't need James White.
Yeah, well,
I mean, all three backs. But if you carry 3 backs, the thing that you always hear, one has to be a returner.
Yeah, that's true.
One's got to be a returner. If not a returner, not going to carry 3 backs.
Isn't James White pretty much a catch the ball guy?
Yeah,
he's a receiver.
But who's the guy they had this year? And he got hurt late in the year. He was the kick returner and a running back. He ran a little bit too.
Irvin.
Yes, but I think he might be a free agent. I'm not sure, but he's the guy that I would imagine they keep around. Oh, they could cut him though. And it depends what James White wants. He may not want nothing, but he's not. I like James White. I mean, right system.
Yeah, I mean, if he's saying he wants to come there, I mean,
he's going to Tampa.
There we go.
Get back together. I like. Who do you like, Eric? I mean,
that's Glenn.
Yeah, at least he didn't call me Willie.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones. I mean, he's a beast.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake's in here, but Miami's already. I was surprised they got rid of him. I was a little disappointed when they got rid of him, but Miami just.
It was a trade though, so they got picks out of him. So that's smart.
Miami stacked that running back anyways.
Yeah, they're just like a next man up when it comes to running backs. Yeah.
Isn't it funny how Gurley's career just kind of went way downhill?
Both of them.
If he had no knee problems, he'd be arguably up there with Aaron Jones.
Wait until 2 years when we're saying that about Lamar Jackson. Nope, it could be. I mean, that's his career. It's his thing.
Chase, anybody?
Leonard Fournette.
I agree with Fournette.
I forgot. I didn't even hear that.
God, I just like the way he smashed the ball between the tackles.
He played good.
He's a good goal line. He's a good goal line guy.
They had a little like timeline on him. I saw somewhere. It was funny. He was obviously with nobody in the offseason. Tampa Bay picked him up. He wasn't a starter. He almost got cut mid-season.
Really?
Then he ran the playoffs, ran for like 300 yards and went off on him, just taking advantage of it. And I think Arians always believed in him and just was waiting for it to go. And
Yeah, I guess Fournette was getting a little mad that he wasn't getting a lot of plays in game.
that's why they cut him.
And then
That's
Bruce
good.
Arians had went and talked to him, and he had sort of thought about it, and he had came back, and they signed him. Or
That's why he came there to play.
Mhm.
He signed for whatever $2 million or $2.2 million to come there and play.
Yeah, so,
I can see him being upset. If he wasn't
out of it.
I'll tell you what. If he wasn't upset, I would be. I wouldn't want him on my team.
What about Gus Edwards as a bargain back? He's number 3 in free agents for yards, rushing yards. And he's got 6 touchdowns this year.
that would come down to a price for me.
That's what I'm saying, a bargain.
Yeah,
If you get him as a bargain
you
back,
get him cheap, and the Bears will be looking for running back.
Yep.
I'm sure they are. They're going to have to. They messed up this year by not having a second string running back, really.
he's only 26.
Because Terry Cohen isn't a second string running back. With what they believe, he can be a back, but he's not a second string running back. Right. He's more of a gadget guy. He can't go in the backfield
He's
and carry the
good
ball.
for screens.
Well,
That's what I like.
he can carry the ball, but not 20 times a game. So, how about tight ends on here? Yeah.
That's what she said.
None in this room.
So
You saw my picture.
you have Hunter Henry,
Mm.
Jonnu Smith, Gerald Everett, Gronk, Jared Cook, and Mo Alley Cox.
That's what she said.
Well, this week's
So, what do you guys like in that? I mean, obviously,
Every time Scott hears Cox, he wants to drink.
I want to say something about Hunter Henry, actually. He had came out the other day.
He
and said-
did?
Jesus. That's what she said.
He had said something that he wants to play for a team with a good quarterback. And I don't know why he said that, because I think Justin Herbert, he got so many catches from Justin Herbert. He had
Hunter Henry wasn't.
Hunter Henry played for the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, he was a
Justin
Charger,
Herbert,
yeah.
Well, maybe he's just speaking in general
Well, but
terms.
I would take
Yeah.
I would go back and sign with them just because I like Justin Herbert. He had, I think,
You got to feed your family, though. You can't do what Justin Herbert's doing.
Yeah.
7 or 8 he had 7 or 8 touchdowns, and he was getting 3 to 4 catches a game from that guy. I don't like him just because with the attitude he has on him. I like Zach Ertz out of that.
He's going to be expensive.
That's the thing too. I like Zach Ertz just because
Zach Ertz isn't on here. He must be restricted, though. That's why they're talking about trading him. He's not a free agent. I'm sorry.
I thought they
he
didn't cut
he
him
was
yet?
part of the deals they were talking. He's not a free agent.
Yeah, because he's either supposed to get released or cut.
So you get released. But right now, these are free agents. Anybody, if you needed a tight end, who would you want off the list?
Jonah, I don't know.
Yeah, Jonah was pretty.
Hunter's going to be full price. I mean,
Yeah, Hunter's going to be pricey. So you better just need to have an offense that's built around that.
Tunyon for a deal.
Hmm.
He's not a high priced one.
Yeah, Tanyan is not on here.
He was number 2 in receptions.
He is restricted, though. That's why I bet he's not
Yeah,
on
he's-
here.
He's staying. He's
He'll
staying.
be
These
coming
are
back.
all unrestricted guys. I believe they're unrestricted.
yeah, Packers have to have them.
Yeah,
they got
Tunyon.
nothing
I mean,
else.
I would take Tunyon over all those guys. But yeah, Henry, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
I think
aside from
I
what
think
he's
I
done.
like Jonnu Smith the best, like Ed said.
Yeah, you're going to pay a lot less for him. And he's solid. I
Jer-
think he blocks pretty well.
They had
too.
Jared Cook. He was pretty good.
Jared Cook's good,
He
Yeah,
was
but he's
good.
old now.
Yeah. Last one, if you needed a quarterback, the names on this list:
So we're Green Bay fans. We haven't needed a quarterback in 40 years.
Cam Newton, Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Jameson Winston, Mitchell Trubisky, or Dak Prescott.
Don't forget
Come
Fitz.
on. I did say Fitz. Ryan
Sorry, I missed
Fitzpatrick,
it.
yeah.
Missed it.
Willie?
Dak Prescott will take off because I'm sure he's get franchiser signed. So if you needed somebody off there, I would take Jameson Winston at
Yeah.
this point.
I would say Winston or
Yeah,
Trubisky.
I would take Winston.
I mean,
Agreed.
Fitzpatrick's a 1-year type guy.
I'm
I mean,
not
what
saying-
is he, like 36 now or something?
Yeah, Fitzpatrick. I mean, if you had if you could draft a quarterback and Fitzpatrick, but
Just like he did this year.
yeah,
Then he turned out being better than the guy he drafted.
Yeah.
So showing up. That's like the band when you come out to watch a band and the opening band's kicking ass and then your band comes out there and you're like, shit, why'd I pay all this money to come and see these guys? I should have seen these other clowns on the second stage.
Yeah. So out of that list, anybody else for tight ends? Nobody else.
Quarterbacks.
Oh, quarterbacks. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who would you take?
I guess I'd take Winston.
Okay.
With that list.
Agreed.
Well, I'd like somebody with 2 lungs, so not Tyrod Taylor.
Wow.
Probably
look at you.
Winston since he's got his vision fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go Winston. I think he's the guy you would pinpoint. I think you.
And plus, if you want to have lobster dinner, he's got you hooked up,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Yes,
He knows
yes.
all the good places.
Yeah, he knows how to get them.
Seafood guy.
We'll do one last position here, and it is defensive
Oh,
players.
I was
Overall
hoping
defense.
punter.
Punter. I can get to that. No, I didn't even print them. Sorry, Ed. I didn't know you wanted them.
That's my favorite position.
That's what she said.
So best defensive players available, and these are unrestricted, I'm guessing. Von Miller, Leonard Williams, Melvin Ingram, Matt Judon, Bud Dupree, Shaq Barrett, and Javion Clowney. So out of that list, who would you want? I know who I'm going to take. I'm taking Melvin Ingram.
that was
He's a
he was,
pass rushing monster. He can get after quarterback. I think he's out of these guys. He is probably him and Shaq Barrett are tight. Matt Judon, but I like Melvin Ingram a ton.
I was going to say Ingram and Von Miller. I mean, obviously he's getting older, but he's also got some stuff going on we don't know in the background too.
So you may not want him. So
I'll take Barrett.
Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Clowney.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, he hasn't lived up to his potential. That's
Nope.
for sure.
Not even close.
I kind of like Bud Dupree.
But Dupree, yeah, he tore his ACL the last year. Don't forget. So I believe
we took a chance on Allen Robinson. I like him still.
Can you believe Houston had Clowney, they had JJ Watt, and who was the linebacker they had?
the roid guy who got busted on roid Cushing.
Yeah.
Cushing, yeah. I mean, they were all studs.
They all got busted for roids except for Clay Matthews.
What?
All the USC
All the
players.
USC
Who was,
players,
you know, there was one other guy. What was he?
Malauga or
Well, yeah,
whatever.
Malauga,
from the Bengals,
yeah.
yeah. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
but Clay never did.
No.
He wasn't using.
No, of course
No,
not.
neither was McGuire.
Speaking of Clay Matthews, where is Clay Matthews?
Where is he now?
So where is he now, Willie? I don't know.
I
I have no
think Clay
idea.
Matthews isn't he on the Rams?
I got a good one. He's still in
he got
football.
cut.
No, he's not with the Rams.
No, I think he's.
Somebody look it up. All these,
Yeah,
iPad stands we have tonight. I didn't get mine.
Can't see it.
Not professional enough.
So what else we got? We got to do. You know, you guys want to take a few minute break here? We'll take a break, and we will be back in a minute. With the Benchwarmers. So give us about a 5-minute break here.
Thank you.
How many people right now?
So we had a bench back from break. That was our new little intro. Pretty sweet.
That's Ed when he goes to Florida.
Yeah, that's me most of the time. I'm surprised you guys got that picture off of Facebook.
You got to pull the picture up from a few.
I don't have it.
Oh,
I'll do it tomorrow night. No, that picture wasn't good. That was from the trailer trash party.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
Where we
that's a good
dressed,
party.
yeah,
Too.
our picture was too bright, so I couldn't do it. So
I'll get you some more pictures for this week.
So yeah, I just, if you're listening on the side, you see a little link there. If you click that link, you can join us on live on the screen, ask a question or comment. That'd be cool. If not, comment in the chat, and we'll try to get to you. We the Benchwarmers podcast. Willie is off tonight. We got Glenn, Ed, Eric, and Jay sitting in also, and myself, Scott. So let's step into. Let's just go have a drink with Eric.
I like beer because it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, because the beer, it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! It's good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Yeah, beer is good, and we're
Hey,
Yes, beer is good, and because we're still doing that weight gain challenge, I baked oatmeal raisin cookies to pair with this beer. So this beer is another Founders. I know I do a lot of Founders beer, but why the hell not? It's a great brewery. It's called Underground Mountain Brown. So, you know, these winter months, a lot of things that get me through these winter months are some good coffee, some good whiskey, and some good beer. So they packed all that into one place right here. So it's an Imperial Brown Ale. It's got Sumatra flavored coffee, which is a real rich roast coffee, and it's oak barrel aged in caves underground, which Founders does all the cave aging. So a lot of depth, complexity. It pairs well with an oatmeal raisin cookie. You guys agree? Yeah, very good, chewy.
The cookie's great. I haven't tried the beer.
Oh, quite a beer. It's going good. and the the weight gain challenge that we're doing. You know, I think I'm winning, like I mentioned earlier. So
I doubt it.
Yeah, it's very good.
So cheers, gentlemen. Here's to a good winter beer.
So where's this from?
Founders.
Okay.
It's called Underground Mountain Brown.
Underground Mountain Brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
So yeah, it's a brown ale. Like I said, coffee aged in oak barrels.
Okay. Nice. I like it. I'm a fan of cookies.
I'm gonna turn my mic off while I eat this cookie.
Sounds cool when you're chewing the mic.
Doesn't it? It's good.
That'll get you guys reported.
Our fans love chewing.
That's what she said. That's what she
I don't know. Just hitting buttons now.
Oh,
What was I gonna say? I always watch Diners, Drives, and Dives, and he looks at the camera and goes, "You guys, we wish we had smell-o-vision right now."
Do you guys like the beer
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
and the cookies?
Very good. You got another one?
Yeah, there's tons.
Yeah.
No. 4.
I'll take another cookie, but I really
You can't handle Ed. You're not a coffee guy, right?
No,
mean,
I don't
that's-
like coffee or whiskey.
Oh, what the hell?
But it makes you frisky.
Well, I like it with the cookies though. It does pair well with.
What kind of man are you? Are you going to play
I'm
basketball for a girls' college team?
You beat me to that one.
We won't allow it.
Come on,
We-
Gabriel.
Come on, Edwardy. Whatever. I don't know.
Edie.
Edie. You beat ugly chick.
Oh,
Just so you know.
you ever see those ones? Those like apps that do that? Oh, I'd bang myself.
Well, I mean, he's
More than you already do?
virtually hairless already. I mean, the guy's hairless.
Oh,
He's
man.
got nice, smooth skin. Look at him.
I know. It's from all these cookies.
It's texting us. He goes, I gotta go. I got date night. Amber's out of town. I know. He just gets off.
Wow.
Oh, wait.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Yikes. Wow.
Okay, we're losing it quick. So
How many followers do we have tonight?
What he's got, that's
we
what he's
got
got
6.
3
We were up
dogs
to
for.
10 a minute ago, and they must have listened to us for a second and went off. So
Yeah.
So next up, we got Ed shower stall. So I want to head to the shower with Ed.
Everybody in the shower! Anybody in the shower in 10 seconds gonna get fined
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Not sure if everyone heard this news clip. At first, I thought it was from The Onion, but to the contrary, it came directly from the Oregon Department of Education. This department of overpaid and overwoke government officials determined that math is white supremacist because the focus is on showing the method one uses to reach a correct answer. Seriously, they determine correct answers are inherently racist. Let me repeat, this is an official government department. I'm not making this shit up. Apparently, all those Asian students did not get the memo because, or maybe they're just culturally appropriating white culture by being awesome at math. I have no idea, but anyway, I was just about to forget about these idiots and this stupid thing when something crossed my mind, and this is where it gets dangerous. We had better pray that an alien spacecraft does not land in Oregon and try to communicate through the universal language of mathematics. Can you picture the nerdy professor in his University of Oregon jacket trying to communicate with this advanced life form? Now picture the head alien sitting on his space throne, listening to the mathematically produced tones. He turns to his general and says, of course, all in subtitles, "Did these carbon-based life forms just tell us to go fornicate with ourselves? How primitive. They don't even know simple math. Let's nuke this planet."
Okay.
I told you it was silly.
Well said.
Well said.
Well spoken.
Well said. So I any what do you want, Chase?
May I just add to that? Tom Brady was called out for being racist for defeating Patrick Mahomes during Black History Month in the Super Bowl.
I agree with that, though.
He is. Can't stand that guy.
He's everything
So,
supremacist.
That's a segue. I got a Tom Brady segue.
Oh, get out of here. Another. Nice.
Look, I did math this week.
Are you serious?
Yes, I did a lot of math for this.
You racist.
It's not. It's not. It's not if he was in the movie It's a Wonderful Life.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is not a fantasy world. This is real life, Eric.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear it.
So we were talking last week about the GOAT, and the GOAT was we made jokes about it about Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady, we all know he has how many Super Bowls? 7. I couldn't hear you because you're not talking to your mic.
7.
There you go. The closest quarterback to him is
Joe Montana
with
4.
yes. So good. You guys are okay.
Well, math.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. Okay.
I thought it was meth.
So we talked about different quarterbacks possibly being the GOAT over him. We talked about Peyton Manning. We did mention Brett Favre, kind of a little bit, not much. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Montana, and Dan Marino. So we see, and it wasn't here, but I've seen a lot of places. I think we talked about a lot of places. He's not flashy, the numbers, blah, blah. Well, here's the numbers. Okay. So what Tom Brady's at right now, as of today, if he retired tomorrow, here's what people have to do to catch him in his numbers. Okay. Peyton Manning would have played 2 years in one game, 33 more games, average 220 a game per game yards, and average 1.27 touchdowns a game. Possible, but he has to play 3 more years, 2.5 years. Brett Favre is 1 game ahead of Tom Brady, and he's behind 8,000 yards and 73 touchdowns behind him. And he played 1 more game. Now, this is by games, not years, because that's the fair way to go, obviously, correct? We all agree. Years is unfair because...
I like these fantasy situations.
Yes, these are good. So, Rodgers has played 6.5 more years, 104 games, averaged 268 a game, and 1.625 touchdowns to catch him, which is possible, but he has played 6.5 more years.
That's probably the most likely one so far.
Yeah. Joe Montana would have to play 109 more games, 6 years and 3 quarters, averaged 354 a game and 2.82 touchdowns a game. Marino would have to play 59 more games. That'd be 3 3 and 3 quarters years around. He'd have to average 302 a game and 2.72. The only guy that beats him in his numbers or yards is Drew Brees. Drew Brees is 24 games behind him, and he has 1,100 yards more, but he also has 10 less touchdowns.
And how many less Super Bowls?
That was the deciding factor. And we look at Super Bowl numbers. If Manning played the 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, if he won Super Bowls every year, still wouldn't catch him. Aaron Rodgers has to win a Super Bowl every year the next 6 years to catch him.
That's possible.
Well, I'm not saying it's not, because I mean, I guess
Anything's possible. Look at
anything's
Brady
possible.
still winning. At
Did I
30.
give you Packer Kool-Aid or did I give you beer? I can't.
Montana would have to win 3 more in his 6 3/4 years, which is very possible. If he played 6 more years, he could have won 3 more, maybe.
He's kind of old though.
Well, I mean, I'm looking. Marino would have to win 7 Super Bowls in a 3 3/4 year, which is impossible because obviously you can't do it.
Well,
He
he
was
could
pretty
go into
good.
different leagues.
And,
like,
and Drew Brees would have to win 6 Super Bowls just to catch him
in retirement.
in retirement.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
he hasn't said it yet, but he's going there. You're right. So, and the question, that's the only thing I brought up. I looked it up and because I just came up, and this was another, I'm going to this, the NFL Hall of Fame, they have this numbering system and all that, and this crazy stuff. And I don't know what the paperwork is I had with that, but it did say that Peyton Manning, by their metrics, is the GOAT, number-wise. That's why I kind of just started looking at their numbers, and I'm like,
that's interesting.
well, Peyton Manning couldn't throw a ball more than 20 yards as last year. He won a Super Bowl. And Peyton Manning, I think Peyton Manning's a great guy.
Five MVPs.
Yeah, but I mean, his last year was basically he won because he actually was benched, basically. He was hurt, but he got benched.
He won because of Von Miller.
He won because of their defense.
Yeah.
You know, we all know that. And then, you know what? I'm not taking away from him because he still won. He was still part of that team, was a leader of the team. And you know, he deserved it for all the almost like service time. He put that time in, so he deserved to win. So, but it's crazy. He was and Tom Brady was second. And I wish I had this sheet. I'll find it. I'll get it for us by the end of the show. It was interesting. It's interesting the numbers they use because it's like guys like
And Peyton Manning was what, the first pick overall? And
yes,
Tom Brady was like the
199.
199. Yeah.
So any comments on that? Why I'm trying to find out the information.
I think I'm done trying to argue the Brady thing. It purely comes down to has he been an exciting player or not? And to me, he's obviously the GOAT when it comes to numbers and the winning and all that stuff, but he hasn't been the most exciting quarterback to watch for me. And that's why I keep harping on it. You know, I think Favre and Rodgers and even Breeze to a point and Marino and Montana, it's just been bigger moments and more exciting moments, more Jordan-esque. And I understand that you're going to kill me with the numbers, and I get it. And he's definitely a top 3 or 4 quarterback for me, Brady. But it's a 53-man roster too.
Yeah, that's what when you were rattling off those numbers, I was thinking, you know, what are the quarterbacks for those, or excuse me, the running backs for those quarterbacks? What kind of years did they have while they were in tenure as well?
So name me 10 running backs Tom Brady had. You go, oh my God, they're awesome.
That's what I'm saying. Tom Brady didn't have the quarterbacks.
Good point.
So he got all those yards because it was a pass.
But there was games that he would throw for, and Ed would attest that. He had him in fantasy.
Yeah.
I did too. There were games that Tom Brady would go out there and throw for 140 and no touchdowns.
Then he comes back with a 500-yard game.
Not very often. I mean,
He had that 1 year.
but wait,
in
no,
the
no,
New England
wait.
year days.
So we're going to argue that we argue that it wasn't great, but
I wasn't arguing it.
No,
I was
I'm just saying
thinking that.
Yeah, but the point is that we flashy. I mean, we go back to Giannis. Flashy's awesome, but I want to win. Right?
That's true.
Is LeBron flashy? Let's be honest. Is LeBron really a guy he just run guys over and goes to the basket? He's not flashy at all.
The bald spot flashes.
Yeah, but he's
Shiny.
No, I think LeBron's flashier than Tom Brady.
Would-
I mean,
If it was flashy, wouldn't Joe Namath be the greatest quarterback, or Cam Newton? Cam Newton's flashy as shit.
Lamar
man.
Jackson.
well,
Patrick
We're
Mahomes.
talking
Big
Patrick
Truz.
Mahomes. I mean, he still has a chance.
He's not flashy though.
I think Mahomes will break all those
I
numbers
don't know
if he plays long enough.
I don't know if
Right.
flashy's. Well, is he gonna win 7 Super Bowls?
No.
I don't know anymore.
There's no way.
No,
I don't
it's
think
impossible.
it's happening. It's
Well,
like Nicholas or
I'll never
or
say
Woods.
no to the guy young because you never know.
I
I
just
mean,
said it. In my lifetime, it's not going to happen.
we never thought Tom Brady. We never thought our quarterback would win more than 4 or 5. Right? Joe Montana's number was unattainable
Yeah, it was-
until Tom Brady started doing it.
We didn't know about Tom Brady.
But well, like I said, I mean, Mahomes goes out there. And
But we also didn't think that anybody would throw what the Marino records that lasted for so long. We never thought those would be
Yeah.
broken, and those have been shattered now.
They have like 48 touchdowns, and the record before it was like 30 something.
And just the
or-
career numbers.
who
were,
was that?
Marino.
Yeah.
Marino's career numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
It's a different game.
I
now,
get it.
too.
I'm going to lose this battle, and
Well,
more
no,
often than not. But I do have some people. I do talk to some people that are in my corner, and they're like, "Yeah, he's just kind of, he's been great, you know." And you can't deny his great how much he has won, but when you the eye test, you're like, he's not Jordan. He's not. And I don't know if flashy is the word. It's just it hasn't been.
But would Jordan be the greatest of all time in basketball if he didn't have 6 championships?
No.
No, I think with Jordan,
LeBron would be. I would have picked. And how
with
I
Jordan,
do not
it worked
like
out.
LeBron.
Yeah,
Not a fan of him, but before Jordan honed his game, became a shooter, and he was always in the conversation for MVP. And I looked that up. We talked about that. Tom Brady MVPs. He's had how many? 2.
No, he said 3.
3.
Yeah.
So I mean,
He's
once
with
again,
Rodgers.
he's had MVPs. I mean, so it's not like he's just got
No, and again, I don't.
Yeah.
I still have him in the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks ever with the eye test. So I'm not saying he's like some jabroni. He's not Bradshaw or somebody that won 4 Super Bowls, with great teams. I'm still saying he's one of the greatest ever, but I still have a little debate in my head about him being the best quarterback ever. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And you got to take the numbers, take them, and
So you'd have Drew Brees ahead of him then?
no, I don't. Again, I don't think I have Drew Brees ahead of him. No, I don't.
Well, I think I get a better. I think me and Glenn will give you better perspectives because obviously Marino was a long time team on the Dolphins, obviously, and we have had teams without quarterbacks. So when you look from that, you guys are comparing them almost. You say Rodgers a lot. Oh, he's flashy. We like that. Blah blah.
Well, I don't know if flashy is the word.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Pure
but,
talent.
So because you throw through a brick wall makes you, better. I mean, Peyton Manning was actually mentioned. Peyton Manning didn't have a stronger arm than Tom Brady.
He threw a lot of ducks.
About the same. I mean, weren't they about the same arm strength wise? And Tom, I just think we don't give him the credit. And I said this before about how he's gotten better. He's gotten better.
Yeah.
And he's also he's a leader, man. That intangible is tough to find.
You know what? I think he's still going to sleep at night. No, even if
we don't think he is the GOAT.
Yeah,
I think no. He wants to know that I think he's the GOAT. He
makes
does.
Giselle call him the GOAT at night.
He actually
He
sent
does,
Scott,
but he listens to the podcast.
he
so-
promised Scott an autographed football if Scott would get Eric to change over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said
His
he
opinion.
gave me his avocado guy.
Yeah.
I like avocados, but not
So
that
why
much.
why can't Mahomes? Why do you guys think he won't break that? He's got 17 more years to get to
It's
43.
impossible. There's no way that team's gonna.
Oh, 7 titles. That's the tough part. I think
but he got one. In his
he
second
might
year in the
break
league,
all
right?
the other records,
you ain't gonna beat that title thing.
but the titles that's just too much to ask.
But to win those titles, they're gonna have to have a running game. And at one point you have to be able to run the ball a little bit. And
you got to remember,
the Chiefs don't run the ball enough. When they I shouldn't say that. They ran the ball well a year before, then this should have kind of gotten along. If they get the Super Bowl, I take that. Like, if you don't run, I don't care. Don't run. Don't get. If my team got Super Bowl every year and didn't run the ball, I'd care less. I don't care.
But to your point, name a running back that the Patriots had that was killing people.
Well, they had Fournette. They had
That's true.
they had the one guy too.
They had Whitehead
LeGarrette
for a while,
LeGarrette Blount. And remember, that's not even counting Tom Brady's rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
He probably has rushed for the most touchdowns in close to because he takes those 1 yard sneaks.
yeah. Well, he probably has the most quarterback rushing touchdowns in Super Bowl history.
I mean,
He's been in 10 Super Bowls.
But I look at it too. He's not just, he doesn't come off as a guy. I could be wrong. Maybe Belichick in 10 years writes a tell-all book and tells you everything about the guy. He was a jerk or whatever. He didn't come off a guy that he walks in the room and goes, "You got a game plan around me."
Right.
It has to be me throwing the touchdowns, or I have to be on every single play. I have to be right. Does he seem like a guy that would do the way his numbers are? Like I had my fantasy one year and it was just so frustrating. One game he'd be great.
I agree.
3 games in a row, 2 games in a row, he would throw a touchdown and throw for 150, but they'd still win by 3
all
touchdowns.
those games. Yeah.
Yeah. And that could be a product of their team being good. Then someone made that comment a few weeks ago. There was a stat about how Rodgers has played something about the number of teams in the playoffs, how many points per game or something. And then like 5 years in a row, like Tom Brady only faced this and the numbers were way less. I was like, kind of like, well, that's I get it. I understand what he's saying, but you're also talking, it's not Tom Brady's fault. He played against the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills. And then people are like, that's a terrible division. That's why he was so good. Well, he still had to beat teams like the Steelers and stuff to get to the Super Bowl and the Colts. And it wasn't like he just got to go to the Super Bowl because he won the East. Okay, you're in the Super Bowl. You won the East.
The other thing about Brady is he's had to have a workman-like manner. He wasn't brought in as a starting star quarterback, where every other one of these guys you've talked about was a 1 or 2 pick, except Rodgers.
But he was going to be the starter eventually.
Rodgers was supposed to be the number 1 pick, and then we didn't even know until the draft. Mahomes was the top 8,
10. He was number 10 or 11, something like that.
So I mean, he's probably one of the farther guys down too. I think Montana was one of the first picks. Marino definitely was.
Montana was late.
Was he?
Was he a late
I
first
think he was
round?
like 14 or something. I think he was right
Maybe
around
mid
there.
first rounder.
We could probably look it up.
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
But I mean, all these guys you look at, I mean, they're all first round picks essentially at the
Well,
worst.
and they were all guys drafted to be the starter.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Drafted to be a starter. Where Tom Brady was just a draft. We're going to draft this guy.
Other than Brett Favre was the other one that was not.
And Brett Favre.
He
Well,
was a
Brett
third
Favre,
round.
I think, would have eventually been a starter in Atlanta if they didn't trade him because they didn't believe
in him.
Well, Bobby Aber was fairly young at the time too, and he was a decent quarterback. So we're not going to.
And Atlanta never believed in him.
And
They really didn't.
And the thing is that they often trade value, and the Falcons like, well, we could trade his backup and get something out of it, so we might as well. I mean, it didn't work out for them. But
The story behind Brady is incredible. I mean, it's an incredible story. Drafted 199, and when I did that little bit of homework to do that thing I did last week, it actually, when he started that season, he was actually the 4th string quarterback, and 2 of the guys. So Bledsoe obviously was the leader, and then 2 of the other guys actually got hurt too. And then he moved into the backup role, or maybe it was the next year.
well, he may never started ever if it did that. What was the Jets player that blew him up? Bledsoe punctured his lung or whatever, or he almost died, or his liver.
Was probably the trainer for
The Chargers.
Chargers.
I can't remember the guy's name. He was a fairly good linebacker.
Yeah.
He just lit him up on the sidelines. And actually, nowadays it would have probably been a 15-yard penalty. I
Jeez,
thought, but it wasn't.
That
Yeah.
was so long ago. It could have been Joe Klecko. You know?
Oh, Jesus,
Jeez.
yeah.
But yeah, it was, and it's just story. And I don't even look at the story. I just think it's, I don't know. It's just, you don't have to put him in a mode. It's just like people almost, and not nobody here, but it's, I've talked to people too. They kind of just like, oh, well, he just had great teams. What?
He has.
No, I don't. Yeah,
There's no question.
he has had great teams.
Yeah.
But you look at this Super Bowl, to be honest. You look at this Super Bowl, that was a good team, but
That was a good team.
I wonder how many Super Bowls he hasn't been favored in. I know for a fact they weren't in his first one because the Rams were favored by a ton in that game. And that was a lot to do with their scheme and Belichick and their defense. Those defenses were good the first couple of years. They were really good with guys like Bruschi, and they were good. Rich Seymour. And
So would you say Brady's taken some of the worst teams to the Super Bowl and won with them?
Not the
he's
worst.
took
Not
it-
the worst,
No,
no.
because everybody
teams.
that won Super Bowls had good teams. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a.
So I mean, yeah, you had good teams. Yeah. So whatever. I'm just, I don't know.
So where do you think Montana was drafted?
I
I
had
thought
no
it
idea.
was a second round. pick
Montana
or
was
something.
1, wasn't he?
No, 82nd pick.
Yeah.
End of the 3rd round.
Yeah. I thought
Oh,
it was-
so that's
Montana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Montana.
Okay. I just got confused with.
So
Marino.
that's good. That's
Marino was Marino 1.
End of the 1st round. Last pick in the 1st round.
Marino was.
Yes.
Elway was a 1. Favre was a 2nd round, right?
Yep.
Or 3rd, 2nd.
Breeze was the first round out of these guys.
No,
trying to-
Breeze was the first pick in the 2nd round.
Yeah, he was because Lynn Thomas
Yeah,
went the
you're
first
right.
round.
Yep,
A couple guys commented real quick. Hegg said Willie looks younger after shaving his beard.
he does. That's a great
Because
observation.
you're sitting there.
Willie's here.
Cam Crable said Jordan got hosed on MVPs also.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And Tony Gagliardo threw out Montana was a 3rd round pick, number
Good.
82.
Somebody knew
Thank
that.
you, Tony.
Thank you, Tony.
So yeah, whatever. There's a lot of guys. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. This is actually
Well,
what
my point was that
my-
these guys were all brought in to be the quarterback.
Yeah.
except for pretty much
yeah,
Brady.
my topic, yeah, especially with a 4th round or 4th stringer at the time. He probably almost did. He might have got cut almost if guys didn't hurt. Who knows? I mean,
Could have been next Kurt Warner.
so, but this is the metric thing they use. This thing. I trying to find how they did this, and they didn't tell you. It's just it's like a voting machine. I have no idea how it works.
Oh, Jesus.
So
It's done in Germany.
Yeah.
That's why.
Too soon.
So these numbers, these are the points. They get points. Manning is 258. Tom Brady is 250. Brett Favre is 178. Rodgers is 163. Actually under Favre. And Unitas is 160. But maybe it's because Favre's 2 Super Bowls count more because he's been to 2. I don't know how. I don't know. This is a Hall of Fame.
Sure.
Now the Hall of Fame average number is 104 for a quarterback. That's what the average for 104. 104 or higher gets you in, or that's their number average. So it might be guys lower. Current players. Okay. Guess. I'm gonna name 3 quarterbacks. You tell me you think which one's rated higher right now. Big Ben, Russell Wilson, or Matt Ryan. Who would be Who would be the highest number out of those three players?
Well, because the way you set it up,
Yeah,
I know I did.
I'm going to say Matt Ryan.
No, the lowest.
You said the highest.
Highest. Yeah, highest.
Is it Matt Ryan?
I'm going to say Ben Roethlisberger because of Super Bowls.
I'm going with Ryan.
I'm going Wilson.
The highest is actually on that is Matt Ryan.
That made the most sense.
Eric,
too.
we got him.
Yeah, we got
97. Big Ben 95. Russell Wilson 74.
Oh,
He's horrible.
I don't
Really?
even know how that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird because
Well, he does
he's
more,
never missed a game.
but he does more with his legs and stuff too. Remember that.
He's a Hall of Famer right now.
We don't even know what the criteria
Wilson.
is.
Yeah.
Come on.
And now running
And
back,
I don't even like Russell Wilson.
You don't like Russell Wilson?
I love him as a Badger. Since he
Homer.
started playing with the Seattle Seahawks,
That's terrible.
because he beats the Packers all the time.
yeah, I mean, he especially that year. That year beat us in the NFC Championship game. He just went. I can't look at him.
Well, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah, you guys got to.
Yeah, it was.
You guys got to know how
It
to
was the guy
throw
that got an onside kick. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Russell Wilson to do with it too.
He did. You're right. Running backs, you got Walter Payton at 214, Jim Brown at 182, Barry Sanders at 178, Emmitt Smith at 176, LT at 136.
They're interesting matrix.
The number is 107. Well, years too. Payton
J-
played
J-
longer than all those guys, so that might be.
Yeah.
Oh, except for Emmitt Smith.
Jim Brown played only a few
Yeah.
years, and he was the top player.
And
every
Barry
year.
Sanders cut his career
That's an
short.
interesting thing when we're talking about this Brady, the flash and the exciting and all that stuff. To me,
My phone, my watch talking.
Emmett is more like Brady.
Yeah.
And Walter Payton and Barry Sanders are more like Montana and Marino. So I think Emmett just was in the right place, right time, great offensive line, won Super Bowls, got the numbers. But to me, Walter Payton was a better running back and Barry Sanders. To me, the two best running backs ever are Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. And not Emmitt
I just
Smith.
think the Emmitt Smith thing, because I remember the year that the Cowboys, he held off for the first two games. They were 0-2.
Yeah.
He came back. They won the Super Bowl.
Well, can I say this?
The
though?
big line, they had a back, and I think Jerry Jones like, screw it. Jerry Jones had the same thing. Any back can run behind this line. I don't care. And guess what? I got to pay the man because we're not winning games. They had Troy Aikman. Everybody was still there except for Emmett. So that's what makes me laugh. That's a big line. We don't need him. We don't need Emmett. Emmett, you stay home.
Yeah. But again, I have Emmett probably third or fourth. So that's the other thing.
You know, and Barry Sanders and Peyton played behind weaker lines, obviously, but you can't take away from a guy who ended the career with the career. And Barry Sanders would have got the rushing thing if he would have kept playing.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wanted to be a Dolphin, and the Lions wouldn't do it. And that would give
the button.
That would have gave. No, I know that would have gave Dan Marino's back. You never know. It would have. I'd love to see Dan Marino get Barry Sanders behind him. That would have been pretty cool to see.
Yeah,
because Dan Marino might have got a ring that way. You never know.
The Packers could have had him too.
The story is always the
Instead of
Packers
drafting
instead of
Mandrich.
Mandrich.
Yeah, Mandrich. Yeah. Who else was drafted? Who was drafted?
Dion was drafted that year.
Troy Aikman won one in that draft.
Troy Aikman was one.
Mandrich,
two. Barry 3. Dion was somewhere like 8 or something. There was other good players, I think, in that draft, like Hall of Famers.
All of them except Mandrich.
So the guys, 107 is 107 is a quarterback number, and below that number we have Adrian Pierce. No, I'm sorry, Adrian Pierce. 107 is the number. Adrian Pierce is at 123 right now. Gore is at 100.05, and LaShawn McCoy is at 83 in that list.
That sounds about right.
It says interesting nugget. Brown led the NFL in rushing for 8 out of the 9 seasons.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He was like the player of the year, like every year. Almost.
I bet you guys can guess a receiver that's got the points here, and it's not even close.
Where's this at?
We'll all agree that this guy's the go-to receivers, probably.
Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
But why? He played on those good teams.
Good point.
He was.
Wait.
Very flashy player too.
He played on these great teams.
Very flashy.
He just caught the ball, scored touchdowns.
Exciting player.
He didn't do anything special.
He did.
He did.
He wasn't like Randy Moss. He didn't go up and get jump balls and make it fun to watch. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he ran incredible routes. Got the ball. Got open.
That's boring.
He played with Rich Gannon.
I'd rather have a guy jump over somebody, right, Ed?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I was gonna do the same thing you're doing right now. But he's not.
All right, hey, let's just declare Scott the winner right now.
This is not. I'm using your argument
I know.
for Jerry Rice. I'm using the same argument. Jerry Rice. He got to play with.
I see more
Roger
Marvin.
Craig and Joe Montana and Dwight Clark and
You win.
and John Taylor. And the defenses were incredible then. And they were.
I see more so Marvin Harrison.
Have a cookie. Give Scott a cookie. Scott gets the last cookie
Snickers.
because he's losing. He's losing the weight gain challenge anyway.
I'm down 20 pounds.
Weight gain.
So as of today.
I said weight gain.
Oh,
You're losing the weight gain
I'm down 20
challenge.
pounds.
I'm winning it.
So anyway, the receivers. Jerry Rice, boring, unflashy. Jerry Rice.
Oh, he's flashy.
From a shit college, too.
Yeah. 311 points. Randy Moss, 149.
He's second.
Yeah. Marvin Harrison, 147. Bang him up, Marvin Harrison. Larry Fitzgerald, 140. Larry Fitzgerald at 140 already. He's not even done yet.
He's got 6 years left.
T.O. is at 139. And then your 105 is your number. And the guys right below it, Julio Jones at 100 and Antonio Brown at 98.
Yeah, he had some huge years,
Yeah.
though.
Cam,
Walter and Barry both passed the eye test.
Cam just said they passed the eye test.
Yeah.
Hey guys, hit that thing for us. Someone come on and join
Hit
us.
that.
Ask
Come
some
hit
questions. That link, that studio.restream.io, hit it. You get on live with us, ask the question or jump in the conversation for a second. And that's all I'm going to talk about because everything else is offensive linemen and they don't do nothing. They're not that important because you know what? They're not flashy.
Oh, flashy was a
Who's the-
bad
who's the
word
best-
for crying out
Where's
loud.
Joe Thomas on the offensive line?
Joe Thomas. Guess who number 1 is? Broke his leg in the Super Bowl.
Tim Crumry?
Oh, wrong one. Anthony Munoz. No, he
Munoz.
he did something wrong too, didn't he?
I
No,
don't know.
Crumry. I'm sorry, wrong.
Crumry broke
Munoz,
his
same
leg.
team, different guy. Forrest Gregg is 2. Jim Parker, Spider-Man, is that's not Jim Price, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Ron Yeri and Willie Rolfe. 101 is your number, and you got Jason Peters, Tyron Smith, and Andrew Whitworth at 59 only. Yeah, he's not on here at all, Joe Thomas.
I thought he was pretty good.
He should be on here. I agree.
Yeah, didn't he?
Tight end leader is DeMonte Dawson.
Who?
And your DeMonte Dawson. Who's your defensive tackle leader, you think? Real quick.
I have no idea after hearing some of those.
Bob Lilly.
Oh, yeah, Bob.
Aaron Donald's at 127, and the Mendoza line is not Mendoza line, but their average is 114. So he's above it. And Sue would be higher, you thought. He only had 79, surprising to me. And then the defensive end, very easy. Come on, man.
Ever?
He wasn't very flashy, but
Reggie White?
yeah, he's number 1.
Yeah.
Of course he would be.
He was flashy.
You know why like
I know flashy's not the word. We gotta get that word out of here.
you know why Bubba Smith wasn't? Because they didn't keep track of sacks.
Yeah.
So
but-
the
Or
sacks
Deacon Jones.
Deacon Jones, yeah, Deacon
Yeah.
Jones.
But Bob Lilly or whoever that guy was in there, and they didn't keep track of all that stuff then either.
But tackles, probably got to tackle more on tack. I don't know.
I don't know.
But Reggie White should be up there. Bruce Smith second.
Yeah, I see that.
Jack Youngblood, J.J. Watt's already up there. Michael Strahan.
Let's say straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calais Campbell, Cameron Jordan, Chandler Jones, extra ones. And inside linebacker, he was a killer in the middle.
Singletary?
He's second.
Sale.
What kiss?
Ray Lewis, man. I gave you a hint.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, a killer.
Actually, be honest, and Dick Buckus is on here. Jack Lambert, Luke Kuechly's on here about the 114. Bobby Wagner, 96. Brian Urlacher's not even on here. So
Where's Zach
I'm
Thomas?
going to guess Urlacher's in the 140, 150 range, I would say.
Is how many years has Kuechly been retired?
One.
Oh.
Is
Is he a Hall of Famer? He's a Hall of Famer.
He's
Then
at
obviously.
118, so I bet
The numbers are there. Yeah.
Where's Zach Thomason? He's a nominee.
He didn't. He got
He's not on
shafted
there.
this year,
Did
didn't he?
I assumed
He
he
was
would.
too
Yeah.
short.
Yeah.
And then outside
He's got a hot
linebacker.
sister,
Outside linebacker. It's hard to remember he played linebacker, but he did.
Lawrence
LT.
Taylor.
LT, yep. And Derek Brooks, Jack Ham, Lawrence Taylor at 215, Derek Brooks at 162. Hendricks, Junior Seau on this list. Outside
Yeah.
Oh, he's
linebacker.
outside.
Khalil Mack at 83 with the line is 106. Levante David already at 42, and Justin Houston at 39. So defensive backs, Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders,
Leroy
Who was the
Butler.
first one?
Ronnie Lott. Oh, actually, Deion Sanders is first. They got
He
numbers
should be,
wrong on
yeah.
there. Ronnie Lott, Ed Reed, Willie Wood. 106, you got Sherman, Patrick Peterson, Chris Harris, Stephen Gilmore, Tyrann Mathieu on the top 4. So kickers, we don't care about. Martin Anderson, who's the best. And punters, no. Okay. So anyway, that got longer than I thought it would, but it was exciting. So
Yeah, very exciting.
so how'd that start again?
It's
Oh
kinda
yeah.
flashy.
So
Brady, of course.
unflashy players we decide tonight. Brady, Emmitt Smith, Jerry Rice, not flashy.
No, I think Rice was very flashy.
Well, but no, but he. I don't know. Ed, tell him.
Can we vote on? Can we next week not talk about Brady?
I'm talking about Brady every week, not the rest of the year.
Yes.
If we have because he's the CEO.
Well, Ed, vote. Yes. or no?
I was.
Can we talk about
I'm
Brady
just
more?
gonna,
Let's
I'm
take a
gonna tell
Brady
you,
vote.
I was on a text thing last night, and somebody hit. I said, "Yeah, Brady's awesome" or whatever, and he goes, "That." And I was talking about the amount of people that watches, and he said, "Well, everybody's got Brady fatigue, so they didn't want to watch."
Yeah, that's true.
This
And
panel has Brady fatigue.
That's the only reason I watched was for Brady.
Did you ever get Jordan fatigue?
Me, yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, you did.
yeah. When I couldn't get
I never did.
When I couldn't get tickets.
Anyway,
I'm not a basketball fan, but I still went to some of those playoffs.
snake draft,
How about fan poll?
fan poll.
We'll do fan poll first. So our fan poll this week. Yes, Jace, what do you want to say?
When are we going to do Sports Minute?
Oh,
Jeez, where's my? I want to get in on this.
This is Jace's Benchwarmers, brought to you by the Sports Minute.
It's coming from the two guys that just say we're not talking Brady no more. Yeah, it's their show now too. Exactly, these guys.
Hey, he brought cookies. Give him a break.
Yeah. Okay, they were good. You make them yourself?
Yes, they were fresh. I just made them a couple
They
hours
better
ago.
not be sugar
Really?
free.
Yeah, you like them?
Oh, they're very good.
They're very good, yes.
You know, homemade. I do
Oatmeal are
homemade oatmeal raisin are better than store bought, hands down.
Oh,
It's
way
weird.
better.
So there was
Like any other chips, any other cookies you can buy at the store, they're good. But these like oatmeal raisin, like Pick and Save's cookies, they're terrible.
there's a little bit of cinnamon in there and
Almond.
pecan. No, pecan.
Pecan.
Yeah, pecan
Ooh,
pieces.
little
Yep.
pecan.
Yeah, you
Like it.
taste that?
Little
Yeah.
pecan.
So
There
one
was
of these
love.
weeks, we're still on the air.
Yeah.
One of these weeks, I'm going to do those. Though I told you about those bourbon cookies. They're bourbon and there's chocolate chips in them and pecans, and they're sensational. And a little bit like I don't know if there's oatmeal. I'll make them. We'll do them for St. Patrick's Day.
So it's kind of a snack food we're talking about right now.
Yeah, snack stuff.
Those
I like
cookies aren't
snacks.
flashy.
So those cookies aren't flashy at all. Oatmeal raisin. So
Doritos
more,
are flashy.
more of a peanut butter or chocolate chip,
Yeah.
but
chocolate
Not-
chip is what
definitely
you're
not an
looking
oatmeal.
for. Oatmeal raisin is like not even in the Hall of Fame of cookies. So our fan poll this week was a favorite snack chip, brand, and flavor. So we have a few comments, and what did you have? You had a couple, didn't you, or one or something?
Yeah, Pam Jenkins, my aunt said the Crunchers jalapeno because they clear out your sinuses.
Okay. And then what'd you have, Eric?
I forgot to put it on Facebook, but I always go off my two children, my youngest children. So Charlotte says just any tortilla chips.
What
And she-
flavor?
No, as she said, any, and she eats them without salsa. She just eats them. I forgot. What is going on with that?
I'm trying to load this up, but it keeps playing.
Logan's gonna get mad at me because the other night we're watching TV and he's eating
Okay, go ahead.
he's eating
Sorry.
Funyuns, like just killing Funyuns.
Yeah.
And man, I thought I was gonna throw up from his breath. It was so bad. I'm not a fan of Funyuns, but I think Logan says Funyuns.
Okay. Bob Pettit said the Twins suck. I don't know why he said that, but okay.
Because of Hop last night.
Okay.
oh yeah.
And then so Jace, your favorite snack food chip? You got one? I'll ask you. I'm looking this up.
Probably gotta go with I like this snack mix.
I like this guy.
It's got Cheez-Its in it, Cheetos, pretzels, like little
Oh,
pieces
yeah.
of bread. You
The
know,
cheddar mix, yeah.
yeah. That's a go-to right there. Or
That's the goat. It's not flashy.
I said go-to.
That's very
The
flashy.
goat is on
It
the
is flashy. You're right. It is
Yeah,
flashy.
This is the goat right here.
Otherwise, I gotta go with some plain Lay's or some chip dip.
You would be plain chip guy.
So I got a couple on mine. Chris Klein said Doritos sweet chili. Hop said classic Lay's. Jenny Kille said Ruffles all dressed up. They're actually pretty good. Manny Kille said instead of all naked. I don't know what that means, but okay. And then Ed, what is your favorite chip to go to?
Oh, Doritos, hand down. Just the regular, these ones here.
Okay.
These, you think with all my white trash parties, there'd be pork rinds,
Oh,
and I do love pork rinds, but I don't even know if that's a real thing. It might just be plastic.
That's like in the same level of Funyuns, the pork
Yeah.
rind. I don't
So
know.
I'm going Doritos, nacho cheese all the way.
Eric, you too.
Well, I love Doritos, but I mean, you said chips specifically, so I mean, my favorite snack is Cheetos. Like I could just crush a bag of Cheetos in one sitting, but those aren't really a chip.
yeah, they are.
That's snack food. I'm
Okay.
sorry. That's snack chip.
So I mean, I probably Cheetos and Doritos are the two goats for me.
Bob had to throw out their Ruffles queso, a newer chip I've had. Those are pretty good, actually, Bob. Good call. Glenn?
So I'm with Logan on the Funyuns, but also the Cheetos, the new Dots Cheetos are amazing. They have that little bit of Dots spice in them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check that out. I like the jalapeno Cheetos. Not the flaming, not the flaming hot, but just the jalapeno.
You might
ones.
like the Dots.
Oh, those flaming hots go great on that on the stuff at the Bucks game though.
the elote.
Oh, the elote. Yeah.
So you like flaming hot?
On the elote,
You like flaming
yeah.
hot Cheetos?
I'll eat them, but I prefer just the jalapeno ones.
Flaming hot?
I've never had them.
Okay. So I'm gonna, this is gonna change the world. This will change your mind.
I know where you're going.
The Funyun flaming hot.
Oh no.
Yes, they are legit.
Really?
But I still will go with Doritos.
Okay. It's Doritos
Nacho
is yours.
cheese.
You're a
Yeah.
Doritos guy?
Not a Cool Ranch, just nacho.
No, and I do like the salsa verde they have out once in a while. You see, that's
Yeah.
good. But if you're going for a go-to bag of chips, besides like Miss Vicky's, they're pretty solid. All their. But
Yeah.
if you're going for something like that
That's
Doritos
the
is
one.
hard to beat, man.
Yeah,
Frito-Lay's
it's a
got it
go-to.
cornered,
You know what?
and they run pretty good commercials in the Super Bowl usually.
We go to Costco and we get the 2 monster bags of those things all the time because that's how much I go through those. That's why I'm not going to win this weight thing.
It's a weight gain
I
challenge.
know at
will
Madison
win.
Square Garden they have like you can get nachos with hot Cheetos on them. You can get a hot dog with hot Cheetos on them. They have mac and cheese. They also have the elote there. They got a whole. It's like a hot Cheeto bar.
Sounds innovative.
I like it.
Thank you, Jay.
I'll mute his mic. Don't worry.
Jenny said we have some Dots Cheeto things upstairs. She said,
Bring them down. Go get them.
go get them so everybody can try them. They're just so good. Go get them. Jason, with the chips, so everybody can try them then. So yeah, that was our fan poll this week. Thanks for participating. Hey, anybody join us if they want. Everybody's scared to go on. I think go online because we do have some people watching. Just click it in, ask us a question. Maybe try to stump us. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to wear a hat.
Cam, Hegs, Bob,
Yeah, Pettit, get on.
Tony,
Stump the Schwab.
anybody out there, hop on, click that link, and we'll get you on here. We'll see you on the screen, and we'll go from there. But
Cam's been very active tonight. I think he needs to come
Cam's a cool guy. You know why? 'Cause he's a Bear fan. So Cam's,
on. Okay, so
Cam's-
maybe we'll move on to the next guy.
Cam's probably the coolest guy on here, actually. Is Bob's a Packer? No, Bob's a San Fran fan.
He's
so-
a non-flashy Niners fan.
yeah, though. Yeah, you know, he know about Jerry Rice being non-flashy.
I think I'm still holding his Jerry Rice rookie card at my house.
I think Jenny Cavelli should come on. She brought up the Dots Cheeto.
That would be funny if she would.
Yeah,
click the link and
she could just
Bob,
come down-
Bob,
she could just come downstairs.
Bob just wrote any question.
I'll
Sure, Bob.
answer it.
Yeah, Randy. Question. To put it on here, you can't write it on there. You have to put it on.
This guy.
Click the link and talk to us up here. The link. I'll put it one more time for you guys to see. And
There it is. Click it.
here is the link. Check it out. Click that. Come talk to us. And what do we think about Pat Williams? Pat Williams. I don't know what he's talking about.
Hmm.
I gotta think.
I don't know.
Okay, that's right. Come on, explain who Pat Williams is, and we'll tell you what we think about him.
Dots. Hold on. I'm going to try these
They're
dots.
good.
So,
They're airy.
Glenn, yes, you are still not certed. Oh, the card. The card. So let me go while we're waiting. Someone jumps in, we'll let them in, but we'll start. Let's go to our snake draft. And our snake draft tonight. Oh, Chicago Bulls Rookie of the Year candidate, Pat Williams. Okay. That would be Eric's forte. What do you think about Pat Williams, Eric?
I don't really watch the Bulls. So, let me get back to you on that.
Jace?
I know. I've been seeing some highlights of him. He's been having a solid rookie year so far. His numbers have been solid for rookies. I think he's a top 5 in points per game with the rookies so far. But yeah, he's been solid for the Bulls.
Where did he come from?
Pat Williams. Cam, where was you drafted from? Cam will tell us. So let's go to our Jace is my guy, Cam said. So you're his guy. So we're gonna go with our snake draft, and our snake draft is most underachieving teams in sports history. So that can be any team, any way you want to perceive it. FSU is where Pat Williams came from, Florida State.
Oh yeah, he was a 6th man.
There's Jace with the big brain.
So here we go. Ed, you're gonna start us up tonight. So your number one most underachieving team.
Oh yeah. See, now I probably did a little different than you guys. So when I say achieve, I always think when you start the year, every team wants to win the championship, and if you don't win the championship, you're pretty much underachieved. That's the way I look at it, because that's, and I'm going to go with the Sacramento Kings. Since 1923, they've won one title in 1951. So that's 70 years ago now.
Okay.
That's my first pick.
Okay. Glenn.
Oh, I get to.
I'm not Glenn. I'm sorry. Eric. I'm looking right at Eric.
So I took it a different way. I took it as teams that had so much potential to win championships, but never got it done. And nobody circles the wagons in this topic like the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. So Glenn's gonna hop in for Willie, or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
You're up, Glenn.
So I took it kind of like Eric did, but I took specific years of teams. So like they went into the year thinking that was going to be the team to win it all, but didn't. So I did I'll start off with the 2004 USA Olympic basketball team.
Ooh.
After following up the 92, 96, and 2000 teams, they thought they were the fourth dream team and just couldn't do it.
Okay.
Took bronze that year.
That's a good pick.
I my two picks will be. I'm gonna go with my first pick with the Braves, the 90s. I
Yep.
believe, 90s, right? What did they win any in that?
I think one.
They won one.
but they went to 4.
Yeah, I think isn't that
The
where
Indians took away a couple from. Oh, they beat the Indians.
didn't Jarvis get his World Series ring with
Yeah.
the Braves?
Yes. Yeah. Against the Twins. Was that? To the
I
Twins?
don't
They
know.
did win one against the Indians.
Maybe you got
That was the Indians. That was the only one. I'm sorry. They
Yeah.
lost to the Twins.
I'd have to look that
That
up.
was a
How many Hall of Fame pitchers on that team?
The Braves.
Yeah.
3. Smoltz, Glavine.
Yep. They should have won
and-
more.
and Maddox, right?
Should have won multiple World
Huh.
Series.
John Rocker.
Well,
And my second will be a homer pick, but it's a fairly solid one if you're a Bear fan. I think the 85 Bears, after their Super Bowl, should have been more competitive the next 3 or 4 years with that defense and stuff. So, that's my two picks.
So I'm not a basketball guy, but the 96, 97 Houston Rockets. Yeah, after adding Charles Barkley with having Drexler and Olajuwon, and at the time they had 11 active players, top 50 NBA players, and they just couldn't do it.
Well, I'm going to go with a homer pick here, and I'm going to just call it. I'm going to generalize what it is. It's Ron Wolf's Green Bay Packers. He even described him after he retired as a fart in the wind. They won one Super Bowl with the GOAT, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever, and great defenses. I mean, they should have won a few Super Bowls. So that's my pick.
Okay.
See, I'm still doing this the other way, but this is hard because I got, the Mariners, and I'm going to do a baseball one this time. The Mariners have never won the title since '77. They had that awesome team, which is more like you guys are talking.
104 wins or
Yeah.
114 wins. It might have been.
It was like it was up there.
114 it might have been.
It was over 110.
Yeah.
And they didn't even make the World
They lost
Series.
the first round.
But I'm not.
To the Yankees.
You got the Brewers, who have 0 titles in their history, and they've been around since '69.
That's what she said.
The Rangers, 0 titles since '61.
Hey, how many picks are you doing here, buddy?
Yeah,
Wait,
what
I
is it?
said, but I'm not picking them. I'm going to pick the most underachieving team. Is a huge market team, one of the only markets where you can have 2 teams. They've won one goddamn World Series since 1908. The Cubs.
Yep.
Most underachieving team in the history of all sports.
Yeah, I mean I kind of had. We could talk about it later, but I'll take one that I know Willie would have chose this one, and that's Michigan's Fab Five: Weber, Jalen Rose, Howard, Jackson, King. I mean, 5 freshmen that were just absolutely legit, and they got to the finals twice, but just couldn't get it done. Fab Five.
Since we're beating up on Michigan, the 07 football team, just barely missing the national championship in 06. They had school's all-time rushing leader, Mike Hart. They had Chad Henne, Mario Manningham, number 1 overall NFL draft pick, Jake Long. And then App State came to town and really
that's right.
crushed them.
Yeah, I was wondering where you're going with this.
And I want to say the quarterback of that team, what's his name? He ended up going to the NFL for a little bit.
Chad Henne.
No, quarterback
App
of the
State.
Appalachian
App
State.
State.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Or I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
he was a little running. He was a little small guy. He was he had 2 good years for college. He was like always in the news for his yardage. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Glenn.
Yeah, no. And then the Oregon Ducks just killed them the next week after that, and they didn't have a chance.
And they were
after.
done.
Yeah.
I remember being in Ohio Stadium. Heather and I used to go back for like a game every year to the Buckeye games, and that game happened during the game we were at, and the crowd at Ohio Stadium was going nuts because Appalachian State upset Michigan, just their rival. It's crazy. Go ahead, Scott.
I'm gonna go my first pick. It is the anniversary of Miracle on Ice today, or this week. I'm gonna go with Russia, who lost to the U.S.
Mhm.
They were very heavily favored going into that, like
Huge.
they always are. And the U.S. Beat them. Mike Ruzioni and the crew. So Al Michaels' famous call. Do you believe in miracles? Yes. Right.
That's a good pick.
And my other one, I got to basketball. I didn't do any homework on this, so I'm just going off. But Glenn's pick kind of got me thinking. How about UNLV losing to Duke by 20 in the championship, being a heavy favorite going in, and Duke although they got revenge next year, they did win one, but that year they're heavy favorite with Tark, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augman, Grandmama, all that good stuff. So and Cam Cribble too. Armonte Edwards was at the Appalachian State quarterback, I believe. Armonte Edwards, and he had a couple good years in college, but he was always a big stat number guy. He was a little scat guy. So those are my two picks, my final two.
So I got a lot of Detroit teams on here, Michigan teams. So 95-96 Red Wings. I think they had like 3 or 4 Hall of Famers on that team. 131 points that year going into the playoffs. They end up losing in that first round.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were in a run of I think it was 6 or 7.
Yep.
It was probably like 6 years out of I think 8 where they were in the Stanley Cup. And that was probably their best team of all of them.
Right.
So I'm going a little bit off the cuff here because I think we always consider this program a Cinderella. And in 1999, they really were a Cinderella, and that's Gonzaga. So Mark Few's Gonzaga Bulldogs have been in the tournament every year since 1999. Since 2008, they have the longest streak of being in the tournament. They've been in 4 Elite Eights, 1 Final Four. They've been a number 1 seed 3 times, and they have never gotten it done. Right now, they're 21-0, and they're going to be the number 1 seed again this year. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But to me, they went from Cinderella to like a heavy favorite as a huge power program that has never got it done under Mark Few.
Yeah. The Adam Morris team was heavily favored.
Yeah, and Player of the Year. They've had multiple Player of the Years. So it's we always think of them as a Cinderella, but they're not. I mean, they're done being a Cinderella, and now they're amongst the Dukes and North Carolinas and everybody else.
Didn't Sabonis kid play there too, or was he somewhere else, like St. Mary's or something different?
Sabonis was somewhere else, I think.
He was a Gonzaga. I thought he was.
Stockton was a Gonzaga.
Stockton, yeah. Edward?
Oh, I wanted to pick the Lions for just being a shit organization for so long. But you know what I'm going to go with? I want to say was it 94 when baseball had the strike? The Montreal Expos didn't get to finish out their year when they were the best team in baseball. Was that 94?
Yeah, with Alou.
Oh, they had, I mean, they were stacked.
Yeah.
I mean, they had everybody.
Well, the Sox had a good chance that year too.
Yeah, that's right. And they just had everybody, and they were trouncing everybody, and they never got to finish the season. So that was underachieving in my view.
Bob Pettis said he tried joining the link and would work, but he wants to ask a question to the Swami of the NBA. Who is the first NBA MVP ever?
Oh my gosh. Am I the Swami or is that Glenn?
No, that's you.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it was Bob Pettit.
Oh,
how about Bob Cousy?
I have no idea.
I'll say Bob Pettit, or I was going to go with George Mikan.
Pettit played like in the 60s, didn't he?
I don't know.
But it's his name, so maybe that's
why I threw it out there.
Yeah.
Anybody got the answer? I don't know. How about some honorable mentions on this list? Because do you have any, Head?
Any honorable mentions
on the snake draft?
Dude, the Bucks have been shit for my whole life. One title, and they started in 68. They won it in 70. I think they went to the finals again in 74.
Kareem went to,
and then Kareem left.
He went to 2. No, he just went to 1. He won in 71.
Yeah, I think the only
whatever it was, 70, 71, whatever it was. And they've always been a pretty solid team.
Well, how about the team from a couple of years ago, up 2-0 in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals?
Well, I mean, their current team now.
No, it's true. You could put them. Yeah. I actually have them on my list. I have Giannis's Bucks, but I didn't think it's too early to tell.
What about those teams with the what is it, the big 3 with the Gold Dog and the guy that big dog and the guy that shoots all the threes?
Yeah,
those teams were
Gold Dog.
They should have gotten to
big
the finals
dog,
and they didn't.
Who?
Oh, it was Sam Cassell and Ray Allen.
Yeah, Ray Allen. Yeah,
and Irvin Johnson, not Magic, but Irvin
Mhm.
Johnson was on that team.
The other, not
Tim,
the OG.
Tim Thomas, I think Tim Thomas was there. It was a
on
good
that
team.
yeah.
I got a bunch. I mean, just the Vikings in general. I think they're. I mean, 4 Super Bowls and they multiple times that they've been favored in the NFC Championship game. Like some homer. Rodgers Packers. I mean, you could look at that. How about the Kentucky team that the Badgers beat in the Final Four? They were undefeated. They were considered one of the greatest teams ever, and the Badgers upset them. And of course, then the Badgers shit the bed after that.
Was that Anthony Davis team or no?
No, Davis won. Davis won the championship. That was it was Willie Cauley-Stein was on there, and there was a couple good guards.
Yep.
I just want to. I had some time here to look this up, and I'm freaking amazing. Bob Pettit, 1955 power forward for the St. Louis Hawks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Somebody's got a big brain here,
Yeah, when they have a
and
computer
I
in
hate
front
basketball. I just looked it up.
of them.
So I got a couple honorable mentions. 2010, 2011 Miami Heat. That was the team that came out and said they were going to win 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah,
When
they got 2 of 4. Yeah,
When he was taking his talents to South Beach.
Yeah. and then the 04 Yankees. It's
Yeah.
the year Boston's got the 4 in a row to beat them in the
Yeah.
championship
So
or
that-
the playoffs.
When Ortiz had those 2 big games, and Hop hates that.
How about the non-flashy Brady-led Patriots that beat the Rams in the Super Bowl? The Rams team.
yeah.
Or how about the Brady?
That's
six-
greatest-
How about the
show on
Brady?
turf.
The Brady
16 and
19-1. Yeah,
Yeah.
19-1.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How about Stockton and Malone and the Jazz? Never got one.
Yeah.
2 Hall of Famers.
How about Peyton and Kemp?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was-
true.
I saw
That's
that
another
one
good
too,
one.
yeah.
Shaq and Penny?
Yeah, I mean, and you could go specific years, like you were saying, 03, 04 Lakers.
Yep.
That's when they brought in Karl Malone and Gary Payton,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a dream team, and then they got swept by the Pistons.
Yeah, they got swept. Yeah, they made it to the finals. That was a young Kobe still.
Yeah, he was fairly
Yeah.
young. but yeah.
Houston versus Jimmy V's North Carolina State.
Oh, yeah,
good
there we
call.
go.
That's a great
huge.
call. Yeah,
So
it
one of those Phi Slamma Jam.
It was the
ones.
five.
Yeah,
That was
that
the Five Slam.
was Ralph
Jam.
Sampson and Lajuan, right? Houston. Yeah, would have been that.
I got Bo Ryan's Badgers on here too. That year with Frank Kaminsky, the year that I'm talking
They
about,
beat
where
Kentucky.
they beat Kentucky, but then they lost in the championship.
To Duke.
To
They-
Duke.
They didn't get it done.
Yeah.
To
Those are some
Okafor.
pretty good teams. Final Four one.
Still,
time
they were
hard.
they were the best team the whole year.
I mean,
and then to
who's-
beat Kentucky.
how many undefeated teams have lost that final game? I mean, because I think UNLV lost to Duke, but that wasn't the final.
Yeah.
Was it
I
the-
think that was a championship. I don't think it was a Final Four. I think that might have been it.
No, what did you say?
I don't think was the UNLV Duke game. Was that the final game, or is that
No,
the
that
game-
was the finals.
Was
Yeah,
it?
That was
Because
because they went back to
played 2
back
years in a row.
2 years in a row, and UNLV crushed them
Yeah.
one year, and then the next, or was it vice
First
versa?
year, Duke crushed them when they were, and then
It
next
wasn't
year
a crush. It was a
No, Duke beat them by like 20.
but then UNLV beat them the next year,
I don't
or
know.
it was vice versa.
Yeah, I know that. I know the first time. I think
because
Duke
Larry
crushed them.
Johnson that they won one of them.
Yeah, they did. They did
Yeah.
win.
And the
yeah.
Badgers beat Kentucky, who was undefeated.
They beat
right? But that was
Kentucky,
the
then they-
game before.
Then they peed their pants against
Yeah.
against
Okay.
Duke.
Cam Kirby brings up that Shaq and Penny beat MJ, but that was also MJ's shortened season, so that don't count.
that's
Cam, come on,
right.
man.
Come on, that was with
You know what? You know why MJ lost? Wasn't flashy enough.
Get out of here. I'm surprised Glenn didn't bring up Marino's Dolphins. Never getting it done.
I don't like to reopen those wounds too often.
Yeah, I guess.
But we still have undefeated.
Yeah.
Not Marino.
And what you said about the Cubs, I was going to say more specifically, either Theo's Cubs or Madden's Cubs.
yeah, they're both the same.
Just getting one with that cast.
I think it's more Theo's Cubs because Madden didn't. Madden just can manage. He only can get what you give him.
Yeah.
So
So you say more? It's more Theo's Cubs than.
yeah, I would say more. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Glenn, you got some?
no, I was just gonna tell you.
It's a
You still got the fan poll thing up.
Oh,
Oh,
it was a good topic though, Scott. I like this topic. It's awesome.
I forget what
You
we're
could go
talking
there-
about.
No idea. I think we're talking about Doritos.
so we'll kick into our Mount Rushmore segment for this week,
Oh,
and
yeah.
this week's Mount Rushmore is the AL West. You got the Rangers, the Mariners, the Anaheim Angels of California Angels, whatever you want to call them, the Houston Astros, or and the Oakland A's. So that is going to be our Mount Rushmore for this week.
Wow, that scared me.
Ooh.
Wow.
The ghost of Mount Rushmore.
It is
Yeah.
kind of a scary place when you're there.
Yeah, I guess.
So we'll start up
All the
with
explosives.
you know, I didn't
All
do
the
any homework,
Buffaloes.
so I'll catch up. So we need 4. So Glenn's gonna sit in for Willie today. He'll hop in his spot. So we each take 1 for the team. So take 1 for the team. Get it? So first up, we're gonna go with Ed. You can start this one. We'll skip like we got.
Okay.
Ed, you're first. I'll go from the top. We got the Rangers. Rangers are first.
I'm gonna go Adrian Beltre.
Adrian Beltre. I like it.
I'm going to take the man affectionately known as Pudge.
Yep, like that pick too.
Nolan Ryan. That's a
I think he's in a lot. He's in a lot of
He's
these.
just three of these teams. Yeah.
You could put him on 4 actually if you wanted. I think right.
3 of these teams.
Three of these.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with somebody. I'm gonna go with a guy that really just struggled with a lot of things, but he was so good when he played with Josh Hamilton.
That's why I got him.
He was just so good when he played, and these are tough teams because they don't have the history like last year. The East was
Yeah.
the East was very thick in history,
Mhm.
where the West is not as some teams are, but these teams aren't as close to being like those teams. So it's gonna get a little easier, I think, with some of these.
Yeah.
So we'll go with Eric now, and he's gonna jump in with.
Do we want any
Oh yeah,
extra
go ahead.
guys?
Yeah, anybody off the top of your head?
I like Juan Gonzalez. in
Yeah, I
there. He
saw
has the
Juan,
2
yeah.
MVPs.
I had him on here too.
Yep.
Anybody have Palermo? Rafael Palermo?
Yep.
Yeah, he
Cheater.
spent a lot of time there.
He had a pretty high WAR for that time with the Rangers.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Was it Kenny Rogers on that team?
Yep. The gambler.
Did I ever tell you that story?
No.
Talking to Kenny Rogers as a kid when he was still in the minor leagues, he was still in A-ball. And, you know, I had a buddy, actually, I'm going to go see him down in Florida this week. He used to screw around all the time with kids and sign different names on the balls.
That's what she said.
You know, and the kid would be like, you know, who's Johnny Cash, you know? So I get this ball and Kenny Rogers throws it over to me, you know, and it says Kenny Rogers. I'm like, you're full of it. Your name ain't Kenny Rogers. I know this trick. And he's like, no, really, my name's Kenny Rogers. And all the guys are making fun of him, you know, and
That's funny.
And that's
so,
Kenny
so
Rogers.
so as a 12-year-old kid, I'm arguing with Kenny Rogers in A-ball, you know. So not that funny, but
So who's starting?
I'm starting, but I don't know the team yet.
The Astros.
The Astros. I'm going to take a guy that played for the Astros for 21 years, and that's Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio.
I'll take another killer bee, Bagwell.
I'm gonna take.
there's a theme going.
I'm gonna take Nolan Ryan.
That's a tough call there. I don't know.
Got to Nolan Ryan.
Then I'm going to go with the last B. I'm taking Berkman.
Yeah, I was gonna do Berkman too. I don't like the B theme going on though.
Altuve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roy Oswalt.
Oswalt.
Oswalt was.
You know what? Here's the thing. If we're gonna take the shine off of guys like Sosa and McGuire, I don't count Altuve as nothing. Cheater.
Sosa's taking his own luster off.
He's a
through the
flashy
color change.
Yeah.
He's a flashy player, though,
He's
Scott.
flashy.
Altuve doesn't have the resume of those 3 guys.
No.
though.
Yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
How about
J.R.
How
Richard.
about Roy Oswald?
That's
That's what we just said.
Oh, sorry,
Oswalt.
I didn't hear Oswald. Sorry.
Oswalt.
Yeah, he was
sorry.
probably the top pitcher for in his career for the Astros.
What about Clemens as an Astro?
Yeah.
He
It's the
was
same
solid. He
thing,
was
I mean.
solid there. He was.
Like I said, J.R. Richard. I don't know how many years he played. It was a pretty short career, but
Okay. So Glenn will start off, and we're gonna go with the A's. A's will be next.
So the A's, the original team of this division. Everybody else was expansions. I will go with Ricky Henderson.
Mhm.
yeah, that's a great
easy.
one.
This is a tough one for me. I'll go Reggie Jackson.
Oh, I love Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
I had him as well.
Reggie
Seemed-
could have been a Yankee too.
Seemed like you were sweating
Yeah.
over that one.
No, I liked another guy in here too. I like a couple guys. But as this
I-
team has a little more history.
I
Yes,
like
a
Jimmy.
little bit more.
I like Jimmy Fox in that. I mean, probably the largest stats piece. I mean, Henderson's the greatest leadoff hitter. I don't think there's even an argument in that. But
yeah.
So I mean, he's pretty good. But
You'll
I
never,
mean,
you know that guy. You'll never have a guy. What was someone that was a
he's
stat
the
about that?
prototypical.
The steal thing. Someone could steal so many bases for the next 15 years and they still wouldn't catch
Yeah.
them or something like
He was
that.
just
You- 50,
incredible.
50 a
Well,
year or something crazy.
Again, he's a leadoff hitter. He'd hit like 20 home runs a year, but he'd still walk like 120 times.
and that's when baseball was different too. They were stealing 70, 80.
yeah, and
a
he was
year.
stealing 100.
Yeah,
you know,
he was stealing. He would double steal.
and he
He'd
talked
get
about him-
second, third.
The greatest thing is he talked about himself in the third person all
Yeah,
the time. Ricky, man, what Ricky gonna do? What Ricky gonna do?
Yeah.
did he ever retire? He might still.
No,
be
he's still playing.
Yeah, I know. I
still
bet
playing.
he's still playing. So I picked Jimmy Fox then out of that group.
Jamie Foxx.
I'm gonna take a skinny Mark McGuire. Hit a lot of home runs.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take his running mate, Jose Canseco. How about like Vita Blue?
Vita Blue, I have him on the
Yeah,
list.
met
How
him
about
too.
how about Eckersley?
I had Eckersley,
Mm.
Raleigh Fingers, Catfish Hunter.
Yep.
Yeah, those guys.
Good players.
Al Simmons from back.
They
Everybody
got
forgets,
a rich history.
Jim
Yeah.
Lester. Jim
Ba-
Lester
back in the old days. Al
or
Simmons.
John Lester.
John
Jim
Lester. Yeah.
Raleigh Fingers.
Yeah.
Another
Raleigh.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Raleigh Fingers. I was looking up. That's why. So what's our next team? We got to do the
Seattle or LA?
A's.
Yeah.
The Angels. I'm sorry, not.
Ugh.
So the Angels are up next. Best thing. I'm gonna take Mike Trout. I gotta look it up. Mike Trout. I'm just taking Mike Trout.
Is that the
That's a great
first? That's
pick.
the first active player I think we've taken in these 2 weeks, isn't it?
I believe so.
No, I took. I took managers. I took.
Oh, you took managers. That's how you were.
I did,
No,
on
actually,
about-
no.
I did Altuve.
Yeah. Well, that was
Well,
that was
that was honorable mention.
Here,
Yeah,
I'll do
so-
one. I'll
Did you
do one
take
of
him?
Scott's
No.
picks here.
Yeah.
Honorable.
I'll take Joe Madden. No,
Yeah.
going back to his original Angels.
I don't agree with that because
No, I'm joking.
No, I'm just kidding.
because he was.
Oh,
I believe.
you're gonna pick this guy. I'm guessing.
I'm going to pick Nolan Ryan just to screw with you
Oh,
guys.
Come on.
Really, pick someone I thought you were gonna pick. I'm
I'm
gonna write his first letter of his first name down here.
Okay,
Go ahead. Who are you gonna take?
Brian Downing.
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
take him, Scott.
I know.
Should I take? It's my turn.
Yeah,
I'm going
go
to take Rod Carew.
Oh, I love
Rod-
another one.
But he was a twin.
Okay.
Yeah. Vlad Guerrero.
There you go.
Yeah,
Vlad,
and I have
man.
Vlad- I have
He was
Vlad
a
on the
bad man.
He's
Yeah.
a Montreal Expo. That's what I always picture him as.
Vlad was awesome.
Yeah. So I got Tim Salmon and Garrett Anderson as well. Garrett Anderson.
Did you start that list, Scott?
He did.
Yeah.
How about what was Don Baylor's nickname? Don.
Mister? I don't know.
No, he and a former manager of the Cubs.
Oh,
Don Baylor is a good player.
I almost got killed by him in '82 playoff game, Game 4 in Milwaukee.
What was his
We had
nickname?
like
though?
3
He had,
rain delays. He hit a grand slam, almost took my head off in the bleachers.
he had a cool nickname. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
Danny Don. I don't know.
not Dandy.
So here's a team that actually had a little more history than
Nobody wants to
kinda
throw
looking.
out Chuck Finley in
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry, Chuck Finley. Yeah. The Here I
They-
Go Again.
They did strippers all
Remember
the
that?
time.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We told a story early in the show. The White Sox PA guy who picks the music got fired
Yeah.
because when he came out of the bullpen, Chuck Finley, they played Here I Go Again with Whitesnake. That's right after he got beat up by Tony Catan.
Kashwing.
His WAR was actually ridiculous. I think it's even. I don't know if it's as high as Trout's anymore, but it was high. I was surprised how good his numbers were.
So we got the Mariners. This team actually has a little more history than I
Yeah,
thought.
this is easy. Star player.
But
This
it's
is
all
really-
coming from one era, though.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah. Who starts this one?
Oh, I'm starting again. Out of this group, my favorite's Ichiro.
I like him.
I guess I'll settle for Griffey Jr.
Big unit. Take another lefty. Big unit.
I got your big
That's what
unit
she
right
said.
here.
You take the last one.
Taking A-Rod.
Yeah, A-Rod
Oh,
is special.
boo! I didn't even take him, and he's
You
not even
gotta
on my
take
list.
A-Rod.
Yeah.
He's not even on your list.
Not over Edgar
I got
Martinez.
He's on mine. He's on mine.
A-Rod did more damage with like Texas and the Yankees.
He was
a stud with the
he
Mariners.
got his money because what he
19-year-old.
did with he got his money because what he did with
Yeah,
Mariners though.
he
He didn't
was
get it because he
special.
was
No, I mean, I
How about Felix Hernandez then?
no, not ahead of Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Well,
Jay
Matt
Buhner?
Boone
I love Jay Buhner, one of my favorite players of
Yeah.
all time.
or Boone.
Yeah, he had a couple monster
You
years
know,
when they could still stick
another-
those needles in.
Who'd you say before?
I don't remember. Edgar
No,
Martinez.
Tino Martinez was there.
I like Tino. I could tell you.
How about
Tino
Omar
Martinez
Vizquel?
story too.
Omar Vizquel was good when he was there.
I think we need to start having story time from Ed.
I might see Tino this week.
Ed's baseball story time.
How about Harold Reynolds? He pees off a ledge pretty good. Was that him that peed off the ledge? No, that was the other guy, the actual
That was
ESPN
Najee
announcer.
Davenport.
well, the ESPN guy, the ESPN and actual not studio guy did that. Carl Ravitch
He peed off the thing.
peed off a ledge on this somebody.
Who wouldn't?
Awful.
Joe Buck used to pee in the and there was a story about Joe Buck drinking during
Yeah, Joe
During
Buck drinking
games?
tequila. Him and
and he would pee. He always talked about how he would pee in the garbage can while they were doing games because they like never had a break.
Yeah.
They would just pee in the freaking whatever. I mean, what's the big
What you
deal?
do.
He's a man.
So
Come on,
yeah, that's good
man
stuff.
up.
Good stuff.
Oh shit! I had a Reggie Jackson story too.
All right,
Jesus.
tell us, Reggie Jackson.
No,
let's
I
go.
can't tell that story. It's about
Okay,
illegal.
new segment.
It's about-
Story time
it's
with
about-
Ed.
It's about drunk driving and wrecked cars. and
No, you
shit.
told it before.
Have I told that on
Yeah,
the show?
you've told it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be down there. I'll go look at his old truck.
it was like week 8. I think you told it.
Week 8.
I don't know.
That's when you don't drink and drive, kids.
So I think we covered most of the stuff we're going to cover
There's
tonight.
some comments too. if
Oh,
you wanna
comments.
go-
Let's
Yeah,
see.
let's
We
see.
got Ricky Henderson from Bob Pettit.
Vlad.
Ooh.
Packers Lee from Cam. Cam says before that, I'm the biggest MJ fan. I hated to admit that, but it was a tough pill at the time.
Why ain't I getting my props from Bob Pettit yet?
Raleigh Fingers, good one, Bob. Gary Anderson, Vlad, Griffey, A-Rod's head size got big like Bonds.
And that's all I got on there, I think.
I think we did pretty well today.
Yeah,
Much
Yeah.
better than last time.
it's solid.
I thought it was great.
50th show, baby.
Yeah, I just have to do this one more time because it was so fun to watch. I just gotta see it one more time, guys. This our new. If you didn't see it, it's our new intro. I gotta keep playing it because it's just entertaining. So let's do it. Pretty fun.
That's great. Our shoes are all on
You're listening
time.
to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers. And our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com.
Bob finally gave me those props. He thinks I looked that up, and I called that in what, 1 second?
He did call. He looked it up after because you didn't get the answer, Bob. So you see, he did get it. Cam, thanks for listening tonight, man. And thanks for the congratulations on the 50 shows. So as usual, closing thoughts. Ed, any closing thoughts?
Oh, I wasn't even ready. Let's see. Jeez, I got a whole bunch of good stuff here, but
Oh yeah, any random thoughts? Go ahead.
Fortune cookies.
no, I don't have any random thoughts or nothing. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
We'll come back to you. Look it up.
Yeah, look it up.
Oh,
Take your time here.
Oh, I got questions and stuff.
Oh, go ahead. Let's hear them. Let's do it.
Well, I want to do the same type of thing as like, who are, the Brewers are a team without any good pitching ever. Right now they kind of got a couple good guys. Who's their like great pitchers? Teddy Higuera, and they really don't have a history. Who are their greatest sluggers? Because it's a team full of I'm talking like these guys that, you find in a grocery store and they just stick a bat in their hand and send them out there.
Storm and Gorman.
Prince Fielder.
Yeah, I mean they got tons of them. I was thinking like Rob Deere and Braun would be kind of one, but Greg Vaughn,
They had Sheffield.
John Jaha.
Yeah.
I was just
Jeff Jenkins.
Jeff Jenkins, Ogilvy.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites, Joey Meyer. Remember Joey Meyer hit the longest home run ever in Denver, hit it like 580 some feet. They marked oh my God. You guys are not Brewers fans?
I just mentioned a bunch of them. I just didn't know one of them. That's
Scott's not
random.
even throwing one in here. He
This
doesn't
is so
What are we
random.
talking about? The Brewers?
yeah,
Scott loves the Brewers.
like they're big, powerful home run hitter. That's all they ever have.
Yeah, it's true.
Who was the tall guy?
Richie Sexton?
Yeah, Sexton.
Oh yeah, Sexton. I forgot
Yeah.
about him.
Yeah.
Good call. They have always one or two of those guys,
but
every
never
year.
a dominant pitcher.
Nope, never. They got like Juan Nieves or some guy, some clown.
Mm-hmm.
Guy throws one good game. No, I mean
Well, they're picked to finish in front of the Cubs.
Well,
this year.
I know that means. I think right now the division like 83 and 80 or 83 and 79.
They're all within 2
82
games.
and 80. It's like right in
the fight to be above 500, I think, is going
the fight to get swept in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I've got a political joke. Can I play it?
Sure, go ahead.
You already heard it, I think. Did you guys see that Joe Biden actually took down the portrait of Ronald Reagan in the White House dining room and replaced it with a nude portrait of B. Arthur? I don't know. I just made that up.
That is so political. I don't even know what to say.
Well, if SNL won't do it, we will.
They're not going to do that.
No. So that's your closing thoughts?
I got all kinds of shit.
Any fortune? I mean, I missed the
Any fortune cookies today?
Oh, I haven't eaten Asian in a while.
Jeez.
Wrong one.
I haven't.
Wow.
I have. Never mind.
It says be back in 5. So I think congratulations, Scott, and everybody here on the 50th show. We're sorry that Willie couldn't be with us. So it's been fun.
He's still alive, everybody. He's still
He is. Oh,
alive.
he's still- yeah, yes. He is.
Willie is still alive.
Well, we haven't got a text from him in a while.
And
Yeah,
he
it
doesn't
doesn't
look.
matter.
He doesn't look anything like that. He looks more like the guy in the intro. So yeah, it's been fun, and I think we're gonna have some more fun coming up. 3 weeks till Selection Sunday.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. So hopefully
Give
we
our
can.
picks out the day after the 15th,
Yep.
whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll start filling out some brackets. NFL is over. I think that was the theme of our show last week, but there's exciting stuff coming up here. I mean, the Masters is only about 5 or 6 weeks away. The NBA season is going to get good. I think Bucks, stay everybody, Bucks fans, stay faithful. Don't lose your shit like Scott is about the Bucks, but Yeah, I don't know. It's been fun. It's been a fun 45 weeks for me. But it's congratulations, guys.
Go ahead.
Excited about baseball starting. I don't watch a lot on TV, but I love being at the park. It's just very relaxing, and I'm just a general sports fan. I mean, these guys are historians, and they know the sports backwards and forwards. I just like being there, just like the environment, and I'm ready for baseball. Just the warm weather and everything.
Hopefully we could be there.
Hopefully.
I just want to say thank you to Gavin Lux for buying Indian Trail New Jerseys for baseball.
I heard that.
Hope I don't know what they look like. I know they're pinstripes, but I hope they turn out nice. And thank you once again.
Let's get him on the show.
That was nice. That was nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Gavin.
Gavin Lux buying jerseys for the Indian Trail High School baseball team where he graduated from. So thank you to Gavin Lux. 50 shows. It's a lot of shows, almost a year. 2 more weeks will be our year anniversary. So we will see how we approach that. Hopefully all make it there.
Never know.
You never know.
He's creeping up there.
Again, yes, like I said, Facebook. You can check us out on Twitter at Base Benchwarmer, and also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers. So we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Guys, thanks a lot again. Everybody stay healthy and wash your hands.